Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV and welcome back to that early morning player rating show. I know a lot of you guys are still in cuckoo land at the moment, so we're not expecting anything big today, but we had to get it in. Otherwise, we weren't going to get it in at all. And I know that you guys love our player rating shows. Lambs is up. Lambs has had a busy evening herself being on Midnight Vibe, so she must be quite tired. Yeah, guys, let's cue that intro.
Don't know how I'm here. And it's you that I wanna need. Feel your heartbeat. Feel somewhere you're looking now. Feel your heartbeat. Feel somewhere you're looking now.
Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV and welcome back, like I said, to this early morning player rating show. Sorry we couldn't get it done yesterday because there was just so much going on. But, however, Chelsea did win yesterday. We move as a group. We're moving on to the second leg with a 2-0 lead against Porto. 2 away goals, important away goals for Chelsea Football Club. And let's just say we look pretty comfortable now going into this second leg and maybe even potentially reaching the semis. I'm not going to lay on my laurels and say we're there yet because I think we've got one foot in the door at the moment. The one thing I will say with Porto is they will have their 2 top goal scorers back for the next game. So we will need to think and look sharp going into this game. It was a professional performance, I would say. And I think we'll go on to Lambs to let her talk about it first. But you know what we're going to do here. Please smash that like button. Please share. Please subscribe as well. And yeah, we're going to go through the player ratings very, very soon. But Lambs, what was your overall thoughts of the game?
I think what you said about it being a professional performance, that's the best way really to describe it. Because we clearly weren't the better team. I was hoping to see a response to after the West Brom defeat, and fair play to us, we did respond. Defensively, we were quite solid. We dealt with Porto well, but let's be real, they were the better team throughout the game, and the fact that we actually won 2-0, I think we were lucky, and it really did come down to the right changes being made in the end to get us that second goal, and also individual brilliance from Mason Mount. Jorginho finally finding one pass to cut through the lines. The one thing he did, we'll get to him like later on. The one thing he did, putting that pass through to Mason Mount. Mason Mount did everything else himself. The rest finished his dinner. Big ups to him. I know he works hard. I know his finishing's been a bit hit and miss lately, but it has improved under Tuchel, and we're just going to see Mason Mount get better and better and better. But yeah, we will get into the fact that they gave the Sky man of the match because
I don't want to be the bearer of bad news because we won at the end of the day, and that's the most important thing. There's 15 of you here already. We appreciate it. Johnny's in the chat as well. Johnny's already started it. Jorginho is rubbish. Gilmore should play instead of him. Johnny, we will get to that. I am going to release the link as well for you guys to come in and have your say as always. Yeah, so please stay tuned. We will get into that. What I want to do first, though, quickly before we go into the player rate, something that I'm going to start doing more so is I want to just quickly review the stats. Zoom in a bit. So, Chelsea dominated in possession, 60% with Porto's 40. They had more shots than us. Total shots were 12 for Porto, 6 for Chelsea. Block shots, which is four for them, none for us. Corners, they had more corners than us. The passing, we were better than them, 534 passes in total. They had 344. We completed more passes than them as well. The pass success percentage was higher than theirs, but you got a big up to Porto. Though. Look, 79%. And that was one thing that a lot of our eye tests noted yesterday. Porto were good with the ball. They moved the ball well. They were aggressive. And they nearly matched us as well there. Crosses, long balls, touches, tackles, we're all same there. I mean, aerials, one, they dominated us in the air completely. I think every corner that we come up against them, we struggled, which is unusual for us. We're usually quite good.
Look how many clearances we had to make. That just tells you everything, right?
Exactly.
And we that clearly in the eye test yesterday because our midfield was non-existent.
Fouls, obviously, we conceded more than them. They had 12. We had 17. And yeah, I mean, overall, we had the better off. I think shots on target, we had 3 on and 3 off. They had 3 off and 5 on. So again, they had more shots on target than us in the game. However, we still got the job done. I wouldn't say we were comfortably flew. I think we were comfortable. I just think that they had no end product, Porto, in many ways. You know, they struggle with the end product. There's 20 of you here. Please smash that like button. Let's try and get this up to 30 likes, people. We are going to do the player ratings with you guys very soon. Well, actually, should we just do it now, Lam? Should we get out of the way so we can get some people in? Let's do it. I know you guys want to get involved, so we will be releasing that link very soon as well. So please stay tuned and get your ratings in for each individual person that we bring up, starting with Mendy. How's this guy performing? Because for me, he's got to be signing of the summer. If you're talking about who's come in at the moment, what's your thoughts on his performance?
100%. I know after we signed Mendy, I know people were still talking about us going out in the summer, getting actually, a permanent goalkeeper, because I don't think they even rated him as like an actual long-term option. But I think the guy's come in. He's been fantastic, phenomenal. He's hit the ground running. I'm not going to talk about the West Brom performance too much. I don't think all of that is his fault. Yeah, it could have been better with maybe one or two of the goals, but I think that was mainly down to our defence just completely capitulating and our midfield as well. But great performance from Mendy yesterday. Really stepped up, saved us a few times as well. That the save that he made to tip the ball over the bar as well, that saved us as well. That was going on target.
It was.
That header from Pepe, which it was a routine clearance, but still fair play to him. I'm not too sure if Kepa would have got that. To be fair, so he did save us, and like you said, from those stats, we saw that they had the more chances, they had more shots, they were more clinical than us on goal. But that's the same with Chelsea. We're just not clinical enough. So. And I always said that even when we're doing the score predictions, maximum, we only score 2 goals. We don't score more than 2 goals per game. That's the absolute maximum. So again, that's something that needs to improve from us. But Mendy, I'm going to give him an 8.
Yeah, JB, I disagree with that, bro. You're saying Mendy didn't have too much to do yesterday. I thought Mendy, when he was asked to get involved, he was there for us. I know they didn't have that many shots on target. Let's be serious, 5 in the whole game. But the 5 shots that they did have were, they could have been possibility goals, and the fact that Mendy pulled up well, and done well. Sorry, I just got an email. When you look at your emails for work, I was like, took my head off for a second. But yeah, no, I would give Mendy an 8.5. I thought he was really good yesterday. People were saying, is he world class? Not yet. Not yet. He's on the right routes. What he is doing for us at the moment is he's solving an area that we were struggling with, obviously, in Kepa. And it's going to give us... It might even allow us not to have to worry about a goalie. Because I know a lot of people are saying, we still needing to get a goalie. I don't think we need a goalie. When Mendy's playing like he was yesterday, he's easily good enough to step up and do what's needed or what's required, which is just keep us in the game, make basic saves, don't allow silly goals like that Donut used to do before. Yeah. And when called upon, be there. Do you know what I mean? Just be there. So I'm going to give Mendy an 8.5. I thought Mendy was very, very good today. Let's look at what people were saying here. Give Mendy an 8. Solid 8, JB. Mendy is world class. He has 2nd most clean sheets in the league. He is too good. He's got a 7.5 from the absolutely well done to him, is what he says there. Hassan says 8. AR Hive says Jorginho got man of the match. I know. I need to laugh at that, to be honest. Mendy, 8. Mendy is one of the best goalkeepers in the league, is what Johnny says as well. Mona Allen says 9 out of 10. He's been excellent with 96% saves made in the Champions League. Now that is an impressive stat if that's true. I'll give you that. 2 top 2 goalkeepers. This was Navas and Mendy, and Navas had a very good game as well, from what I understand as well. He is in form. His form is world class. Potentially, you might be right, AR Hive. You potentially might be right with that one there. We're going to move on anyway, and we're going to move on to, if I can find him. Let's start with Chilwell. I think Chilwell will be a good one, actually, from the left all the way to the right. I thought, well, go on, Lambs, you go first. You tell us.
Yes, I'd still like to see Chilwell get a bit more forward. I think he's still a bit scared, apprehensive, perhaps, to push forward more. I'd like to see him come up more, whip in more crosses. Defensively, I think he was pretty solid. He did his job. He was coming back, making tackles, interceptions from the last man as well. So, and in dangerous positions in the box as well. But he was very comfortable, cleared them very, very confidently as well. So, again, Chilwell's somebody who's slowly, he started off well, then had quite a dip, and now he's somebody who's slowly starting to get back into the pace of things as well. I do want to see him go forward a little bit more. But in terms of his defensive ability, that is improving. I am impressed with that. And, great little run from him to go and score that goal as well. That's what I'd like to see Timo Werner do. That's what we'd like to see Timo Werner. And that's what Chilwell did. And brilliant little flick run and perfect little finish as well from Chilwell.
The thing is, though, Lambs, if that was Timo Werner in that position, the worrying thing is he probably would have missed that. And the fact that Chilwell had the confidence to go round the goalie and tap it in comfortably shows that, he's not bad in front of goal. He's yeah.
You wish our goal scorer had that kind of mentality as well. So fair play to Chilwell, somebody who's getting better and better. He will get back to his best. I believe that potential is there. I think the guy's it's been a bit shaky. It's been a bit, being played a bit out of position. New manager coming in as well. So I think all of that messed up with the system as well. He come in with an injury as well, picked up a small little injury around Christmas time as well. So I'm gonna give him a 7.5 for yesterday.
Don't leave him, man. It's not. What is it with people Don't like everyone when it gets to Jorginho and me, everyone's just like, oh, I'm gonna leave. All the Jorginho lovers. Stop it. Stop it. I'm not going to sit here and always dig the guy out. If actually Lambs to stick up for me, when he's played well, I've actually came on here and been like, he's played really well today. I'm impressed with him. Like, I do big him up. I don't know why people think I don't. Like, so many people that think I actually hate him.
It's so weird. He's giving him 8s and 8.5. So
I know, it don't make no sense. I hate it. But Chilwell for me was man of the match. I'm going to be straight up and honest. I thought Chilwell was professional in his performance. If he played like he did yesterday, Alonso wouldn't be getting in this fucking team. Let's be serious. There would be no Alonso. It would be Chilwell leading us in this way. And I think he was a solid 9. I actually think Chilwell was really good yesterday. He was covering his pace, getting up the pitch. His goal was a perfection, and he defended very well as well. Down that wing, he covered Rudiger very well. For me, I thought Chilwell was man of the match. And Jorginho is Italian granit Xhaka. Johnny, stop winding the group up, man. We will get to Jorginho. Let's move on to Krusty. What are we saying about Krusty?
Another disappointing performance from him as well. And you can see that things in the midfield and in the back only started calming down and becoming less shaky by the introduction of Thiago Silva and Kante into the squad. Before that, these balls over the top from Christensen, my goodness. And it annoyed me because I was seeing Porto play these long balls and they were finding these passes perfectly. And I don't know what Christensen was doing. And he was another one that I wanted to see a performance from, a response from after West Brom. But again, I'm disappointed. And it just goes back to the same thing that we were saying, Jem. Like, everyone was getting so excited about these performances from Jorginho, Christensen, Rudiger. Rudiger, yes, fair enough. I'd like him to stay now. But Christensen, Jorginho, I'm still convinced I want them to leave at the end of the summer. And what I've seen the past 2 games just completely verifies that for me. I'm gonna give him a 4.5.
Yes, JB. Krusty is Christensen. Sorry. I've given him this name now. Everyone in the chat and the GNA community, every time we come on here, call him Krusty. It's hilarious. Look, I don't think he was too bad. I mean, like his first half, his distribution was shocking.
You guys must make sure you subscribe.
Yeah, please subscribe. Please smash the like button. There's 30 of you here right now, which we appreciate. This early in the morning, to be honest, we appreciate it massively. Get us to 30 likes, people. We are mods. Let us know where we're at as well, because I want to push to the 30s and the 40s. That would be great, please. Krusty was good. In the second half, he was more comfortable. I get what Lamb said when Thiago Silva and Kante come on because they're just world class, aren't they? They shut up shop all day. But Christensen's distribution, which is meant to be his strengths in the first half, was shocking. Every time Reece James made that run round the back, and there was space for the wing backs because they would be in direct, they would try and get behind the defence. The time we played that ball over the top, it either went for a throw in or it went for a goal kick. And it was not even like they were under pressure. I'd get it if they were under pressure and they kicked it really quickly. They had time on the ball to make these passes. And this is the things that I think, what I learned from yesterday's game, from not just the back three, but the five, including Kovacic and Jorginho. We miss a deep line distributor, someone that can pick the ball up and play a ball when our wing backs or our forwards are making them runs. And it's very clear and evident that I think that's our biggest issue at the moment for Tuchel, is that we haven't got that, So, yeah, Christensen was a 6.5. I don't think he was great. I don't think it was that bad, but I'll give him a 6.5. We're going to move on to. I thought I just edited him. Rudiger. Lambs, tell me.
Yeah, probably the best centre back in that three, I think. Yeah, probably give him. Yeah, he was the best one, wasn't he? Great to see him back into the team. I think we really missed him over the weekend. I'll give him a 7.
I thought Rudiger, ever since he's been asked to play in that back three and play on the left of the back three, I think he's been our best defender. I think he's up there. But in terms of his consistency, now you've got to think, when we conceded 5 goals, he wasn't in that team. He wasn't playing. And Zuma did look vulnerable, but Christensen was in that team, and people keep trying to scapegoat Christensen and say, well, it wasn't his fault, it was Zuma's fault. No, it's the whole fucking defence's fault. They all conceded 5 goals. They all ball watched when the goalie kicked the ball over the top and Blimmin Robinson ran through or Pereira ran through and scored. So I blame them all. It's not just Zuma. Do you know what I mean? It was the whole back 3-5 was shocking. But Rudiger was good yesterday. I think it was
when they replayed that goal, Jim, you can see like the players, because they look like they're about to run out. So when the ball comes over the top, their bodies are shifted in such a forward position that by the time they readjust and start running back, it's too late. Robinson's already in.
Johnny should be crawling to Jorginho, giving it when his assist provided Macy. It did, but we'll get to that in a minute because this assist is getting too heavily pumped up, and I'm going to get to it and explain why. Rudiger gets solid. Rudiger gets solid in the summer. Why, Hassan? Why is he getting sold? I'm giving him an 8. Hi guys, this is James. James Gabrielli's in the house. Big up to him as well. Yeah, I'm going to go with an 8 for Rudy. There's not much more to say. We're going to move on to our captain, who played pretty well. He always does, to be fair. Aspie. What we said about Aspie, Lambs?
Yeah, so before I get into that, people are saying that I'm being really harsh, but at the end of the day, I know what I saw, and yes, because we are individually, we have better players than Porto, and they're missing their top goal scorers. I knew we were going to have enough to just about edge them. But after you saw what Real Madrid did to Liverpool, and you saw how non-existent and empty that midfield was, and you're not worried about these players running through our defence like that, then you need to be concerned. Because even if we get past Porto, we end up getting Madrid. Be concerned, because that is going to be tough. But the good thing is, hopefully, at least we know Kante, if he's fit, will be starting and not.
Fingers crossed. We'll have to see. Yeah, Aspie.
Gave the ball away a bit again, but definitely better than his performance against West Brom. I'll give him a 6.
Yeah, I think out of the 3, Rudiger was the best, but I'd give Aspie a 6.57. Probably the same as Christensen. His distribution in the first half was poor. He rushed a couple of times when he was passes. But yeah, not bad. Let's move on. We've got, where is he? Winter Surfer's in the house. What's happening, my man? You all right?
All good. Yeah, all good. All good in
the hood. There's 32 of you here right now. Please smash that like button, please. I can see we're at 21. I want to get to 30. There's 31 people. We've got 20 likes. Like, come on, guys. Let's get to 30 likes, please.
We won.
Yeah, we won. Yeah.
Let's go to Winter Surfer. Tell us about how you thought about the game, and also tell me about Reece James's rating at the same time while you're at it.
Yeah, I thought it was a decent performance. I don't know why we always have to some of the fans always have to expect a 5-star 4-0 thumping on each performance. For me, you know what? We established ourselves. We were defensively good. They didn't have their 2 best players. I don't care. We don't have some of our best players on form or out for injury. It's no excuse. We soaked up their pressure. Mendy, he had some saves, but I don't think any real save troubled him. For some of them, he sort of showed off a bit, which I liked. I thought Chilwell. I think that's Chilwell's best game in the Chelsea shirt.
Yeah, I'd say he's man of the match. I'll put him as man of the match.
And the way he took that ran the goalkeeper. I mean, I'm wanting Werner or Pulisic to do that. Do you know what I mean? Chilwell did that. Jorginho had a decent game. Yeah, cool. But Reece James, I thought Reece James, especially second half, I thought Reece James stood up. And if you're a Liverpool fan, that's how you want your right back to defend. Yeah. Okay? Reece James, I think Reece James had a very, very good game yesterday. He was close to being, I thought both wing backs were
very good.
Very, very, very good. Yeah. And they're very good. And also, Reece James put a little people in doubt now, say he shouldn't play right wing back, maybe. So he had a very good game.
I don't want to hear anything about Trent and Reece James ever again now.
I don't.
Trent's performance on Tuesday and look at Reece's performance yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So, what was it? What was your rating, Winter Surfer, for him?
Reece James. I'll give him an 8. I'll give him an 8. Reece James. Yeah.
Cool. Lambs, what are you saying?
Man of the match for me as well. He gets a 9 for me as well. It was between him and Chilwell. I literally just thought because Chilwell only kind of came alive a little bit more in the second half. He was a bit quiet in the first half, but defensively still very, very solid. But I think everything that we were creating and when we were trying to get the ball forward, everything was going down that right-hand side. Everything was going down Reece James's side. So just for that, I think he shone a little bit more for me. So he gets absolutely brilliant performance from him.
I thought Reece James was an 8.8. I'll say 8.8. 8. I'll give him an 8. I'll give him an 8. I'll give him an 8.8. It was good. It was good. I thought both our wing backs were good. I thought he was doing stuff that I haven't seen him do in a wing back position, which tells me he's starting to learn the role more. And one of the things that I was worried about at the beginning of the season is I didn't really think he understood it well enough, and he looked quite vulnerable there. He wasn't sure when to go, when to cover, when to move forward, when not. And yesterday he seems like he's getting more used to the whole. Like the adapting to where he's playing. He was making runs. What annoyed me yesterday, especially in the first half, he was making good runs. He had so much space for some reason. They were not picking him up. Yeah. And our distribution to him was shocking in the first half. We couldn't pick him out for fun. Like he was going out for goal kicks, free kicks, throw-ins, goal kicks. And it just drove me mad at the end of it. But he was good. I'll give him that. It was a good performance. We're going to move on to the 2 in the middle. We're going to start with let's start with Kovacic first, and let's go to Kova. How do you think he performed, Winter Server?
He's just going off the ball at the moment. Do you know what I mean? But he's not really bad. He's sort of like he's doing average performances. I thought he was better in the second half than he was the first half. His passing was better in the. It wasn't that great in the second half, but it was better than the first half. But I thought he was more used defensively in the second half, stopping their attacks and then using Chilwell or Reece James to set off another attack. I think he's that's Kovacic is now in most Chelsea fans' eyes. He set such a high standard for himself since Tuchel's come in that when he's now paying more of an average. So for me, he gets like a 6. It's not. Wow. It's not bad. Okay. I could maybe a 5 between 5 and 5. Let's do your 5. 5.5. Okay. 5.5. I didn't think he was that outstanding.
Yeah, Alex says 5.
Yeah, not 8.5. No, not 8.5. Not 8.
Johnny's saying 8. Oh, sorry, Johnny's saying 6. Saying 6.
Yeah.
James is saying 7. Lambs, what do you think of his performance yesterday?
Bang average 5. Again, disappointing from Kovacic. Just disappointing from the midfielders. Midfielders were the worst players on the pitch for them today, I think. Yesterday. To me, I think they really let everybody down. Defensively, it was quite a solid performance. That's what got us the clean sheet. And, moments from our wing backs and Mason Mount, which got us the goals. But again, it's just the same old crap. Got a bit better in the second half, but again, just poor
I think you're seeing I think you're seeing with this midfield the real limitations of this system with that midfield.
Oh yeah,
The real limitations
because
what?
I really, I'm watching the midfield yesterday. I thought, wow, like Kante actually makes Kovacic look much better. Sometimes he really like having Kante there actually allows Kovacic to, run with the ball a little bit, carry the ball forward in midfield, actually place more clinical passes for our attacking midfield players, and he was not doing that at all today. When he lost the ball, he was so like slow to kind of try and win it back. You know what I mean? Like him and Jorginho. Jorginho even more so. But it's like they weren't interested. Whereas when Kante loses the ball, quick as a flash, he's on them, trying to get the ball back, trying to win.
You know what?
Close it down. And that was not happening yesterday. So back 5.
Yeah. Do you know what, right? Big up to Jordan for being a new subscriber at GNA TV. We love to have you at the GNA community as always, and we're forever growing massively at a short space of time as well. So we appreciate that. Please get us to 40 likes as well. Been told we're at 30. Thank you again on that as well. Let's get the next aim is 40. The reason I think Kovacic sometimes I get annoyed a bit with Kovacic because he's inconsistent when he shouldn't be. Like he doesn't. Sometimes I feel like he doesn't play to his strengths, and if he did do that more often, people wouldn't be able to play against him. But I feel like he limits himself sometimes, and people saying, "Oh, it might be to do with playing next to Jorginho." One of the things I noticed with Kovacic is he does like covering the ground, but he can fall asleep sometimes. Like he won't run, he won't make that run to cover and that. And I think with Kante next to him, I kind of think he thinks to himself, "I don't have to worry as much." But with Jorginho, he kind of feels like he has to put an extra shift in terms of covering, making sure that if Jorginho gets turned, because Jorginho, let's put it this way, if you turn Jorginho, he ain't catching you. So it's only going to be him. It's only going to be Kovacic. I feel like Kovacic feels like he has to play closer to Jorginho a lot of the times. And that's why you see them playing this like this little pass to each other from about 2 yards, all the time.
You can tell he doesn't like playing with Jorginho because he feels more worried. He feels like his job gets harder playing alongside Jorginho, whereas Kante makes his job easier. So he feels more free. He's more free to do what he's best at.
Yeah, I just
feel he's playing with a handbrake on as well.
Yeah,
he could do so much more. He can run with the ball, but when he runs with the ball, it's just like he gets near to the penalty box and he just shuts down. It's like no, I've gone too far. Let me pass it back or stuff like that.
I'm gonna give Kovacic a 6 as well. I thought he was really poor in the first half. Second half he started playing to his strengths, and they struggled to contain him because he was direct with him. And if he could just do that more consistently, he would be a better player, and he would make our life as a team easier because he's one of the only players I've seen that can pick the ball up and drive the way he does. He needs to work on his distribution though, and this is the thing that I'm going to get to next with the whole thing, right? We don't have, from the 3 at the back to the 2 in front, we don't have a deep line distributor. Someone who can pick the ball up and able to pick out our front 3. Our front 3 for forever gets slagged off because they don't do enough in games. But it stems from the back. So if the back's not creating for the front because the distribution to them is poor, or they don't find them, or they decide to play sideways football, you can't really moan at the front 3 because they're not getting any service. And in the first half, it was very clear and evident that they wasn't getting any service. We had one shot, and it was one goal. We gave our front 3 one shot, one chance in front of goal, and we scored it. Lucky enough, Mason Mount, thank you very much. Big Mason money, do you know what I mean? But Jorginho, I just don't get how this guy has got man of the match. I'm still lost with this. Like, in the first half,
it's stunning.
In the first half, the pockets. In the first half, right? They were getting picked out, him and Kovacic, and it was getting bad to the point where I was like, get Kante on. I know he's injured, but get him on because they're gonna score soon. They're gonna score. They looked like they were gonna, and then it got to the second half, and fair dues to them, they controlled it better because they just kept moving the ball quicker. Whether it was sideways, forwards, backwards, they were in more control. But every time Jorginho lost the ball or got turned, there was just a massive gap. And for me, this is the issue with him. He's not a bad squad player to have. But he's just not a starter. People need to understand that he's not going to help us win titles. He's not the man that can play 38 games and be consistent in his performances and help us win. And yesterday was a clear evidence of it, that we need a deep line playmaker, and it's going to be Jorginho that's going to suffer in my eyes. He's the one that will probably get dropped. No, people don't want to hear it, but I think it's true. What do you think went to Surfer?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've always discussed he's not my favourite player, but throughout the Tuchel run, I thought he's played decent enough and better. I just think he's very limited in this system as well. If it was a 4-3-3, you might see a bit better from him because you know we know he's got that pass. I mean, that last season, that pass for Tammy Abraham against Watford, one of the best passes of the season last season. So we know he got it.
He stopped doing that though, didn't he?
But, yeah, exactly. I just think he's overthinking things at the moment defensively. You know, I think he should, and also, like I said, I don't think this formation suits him at all. I know people might say I'm talking out my butt, but you know, I don't think it suits him. I think it needs someone with a lot of pace in there as well, because there's only two of you in there. For me, you know, people will say, "Oh, he got the assist." Let's face it, man. Mason Mount made that a great goal. Not the pass. Yeah. The pass was simple. Yeah, the pass was simple. Okay, for me, that only brings him up to a 4.5 for me. I don't even think it was average. I don't think it was average even yesterday. I thought he was just the same nearly against West Brom for me. Because they were getting past him and Kovacic in the midfield in the second half, having runs in the middle. Yeah. So for me, it's a 4.5.
Yeah, but everyone keeps banging on about this great pass that he done to score a goal. But again, it was a 3-yard, 4-yard pass to Mason Mount, and the goal that was scored by Mason Mount was actually because he done such a good Cruyff turn around the defender and took the shot first time.
Left man on the floor.
Yeah. He's stunning.
Like he left him on the floor, but everyone's saying, "No, didn't you see that moment of class by Jorginho? He needs to do that more. Why can't he do that more?" Yeah, that's my frustration.
What's even a moment of class? It's a normal pass. It's a normal pass. Not a moment of class. It's a normal pass for me.
Yeah.
I expect him to do that.
What are you saying, Lambs?
Absolute blasphemy that the guy was given man of the match. To be honest, I can't believe it.
Joke. That's a joke.
Literally one simple pass because. Yeah. I'm sorry, this a half-fit Kante, come on in 10 minutes and done more than Jorginho done in the whole game for this midfield, and already we can see the difference. We were getting ran through. I was watching that game. I was literally watching that game, and I think at the moment where Jem come on, because we were on Monster Stream, and sideways, backwards, passes. Slow, so slow. This guy is a snail. He's so slow. And literally what Jem was saying about how Porto always looked like they were going to score. Like once they picked the ball up in the midfield and the way they were progressing that ball and they were playing hands up, fair play to them. Beautiful football. Absolutely beautiful football, Porto. I was really impressed. I'm just sitting there thinking, why can't we play like this? But our midfield was getting ran through, and like you said, once they left Jorginho, I knew he wasn't getting them. I knew he wasn't catching them. That's it. They were away, and that's what worries me against better opposition, because I was watching that and I was just like, oh my god, imagine we drew. My god, we'd be out now.
Don't leave AR Hive. Don't leave. We're gonna move.
But I'm sorry, I haven't. The last two performances from Jorginho has just proved to me why I wasn't jumping on this hype of the run of games that he was having under Tuchel, because I knew the shit was coming. I knew it was coming.
It's not even that, right? It's just that he's not. I don't hate him. Can everyone just listen when I say this? I don't hate Jorginho. People need to get excited. I just have high standards on my football club. Yeah, and I just want the best for our team. And I just don't. It's not that I don't think Jorginho's not trying or not trying to be. I just like winter surfaces. I think he's very limited in what he does, and what he does do is not massively amazing. So if someone comes in tomorrow that's a deep line distributor, I would drop Jorginho, because I know that guy will look forward and he'll make that. And when people are making that run, he will 9 times out of 10 try and find them. Jorginho does it once in about 4 games and everyone gets excited. And then other than that, they talk about his pass succession rate, which is short passes to him and Kovacic, 2-yard passes. And I'm just like, come on, guys. Is that what Chelsea football clubs come now? Is that how we look at
That's what it is. It's like you know, when they get like Barcelona defenders have like high, under Pep Guardiola have a high passing thing. So they just pass. They just pass around. You know, for me, you're right. If he's a 2 in the middle of the field, he's got to do something. You know, I don't. You know, he passes that. He gets a bit up. You know, also he him and Kovacic are one of the reasons our attackers don't do well. They slow down the ball too much for me. Do you know what I mean? And then people can go like Havertz or Werner start a run, but by the time they turn around, they're not even looking.
What's the point?
What's the point?
And you know what, Winter Surfer? In the first half, we were so predictable and slow. I said to Lamb, who was on Monsters, I went, "We're not even moving the ball quick enough.
No.
We're taking the midfield's taking 4 or 5 touches on the ball without moving it. The defense is going sideways. The guys up front are making runs and then having to retract backwards because no one's playing the ball for them to make. And I was just sitting there thinking to myself, this is bullshit. This cannot continue because it keeps happening every blimmin' game as well.
I can't believe Tuchel wants that either. I can't believe Tuchel wants him to play that.
He must be working on that. He surely must be working on that.
I can't believe that,
I don't condone this. Right?
Yeah, that's
Chelsea
disgusting.
fans are sending Timo Werner death threats. You're fools. You're idiots.
They're not Chelsea fans.
You're
Unfortunately,
not Chelsea fans.
They're not
why
real
are
Chelsea
you
fans.
even turning? If you don't like a player, cool.
Yeah.
But you bear in mind, Didier Drogba was shit in his first season. Yeah.
Oh.
Right. He was awful. I'm not saying Timo Werner's going to come in the next season and perform because it's up here. It's all down to him. It's whether he can get over this. Yeah. If he can get over this, he will score goals.
Yeah.
The thing with Timo Werner, and we're going to get to it, is he overtries. I'm watching his game. He tries too hard to try and he ends up not just naturally just doing what he's good at. He's overthinking everything that he's doing at the moment, and that is this. So hopefully he'll get over that and he will get back. But this is disgusting. If you are doing that, you're all pricks. I'm going to be honest with you now.
Yeah.
All pricks. Right. Let's move on to Money Mace. Money. Winter Surfer, tell me. I think Johnny. I don't know why he comes to my head.
Yeah, I'm not. Listen, I'm tired of this debate around Mount. I'm tired of it. You know what? He is, and he's being made an important player by this club. Okay, he's going to be involved. You've just got to accept it. Okay, if you don't like Mason Mount, I don't know why you don't like Mason Mount. It must be a personal thing because he is a good player. He's a good player, and he's going to get better and better. The turn was the best thing about that goal yesterday, because in all honesty, I thought the goalkeeper, if that was Mendy and that got past him, I would have had questions about Mendy. But I don't care because it's our goal and I'll take it. So Mount, he's on the pitch, he does his thing. People say he doesn't create much, or we don't create a lot with him in the team. I think that's rubbish. That's more to do with the people behind him. I believe that's an issue as well. But he does his bit on the pitch. He does it. He's always doing things. He never seemed like being lazy or anything like that. He's trying. Okay, sometimes it doesn't pop off, but I'm done now with this. Is Mount good enough for the team? He is good enough for the team. I'm not having this debate anymore. I give him. He's not my man of the match. I give him an 8 as well. I give him an 8 as well. He got the goal. He was good. He did his thing. He's helped out defensively in the second half. Just get off his back now. Just get off his back. He's part of this team. I'm bored of it.
Yeah.
He's part of this. He's our player. Leave him alone.
I agree. And there's so many agendas running wild in our fan base. It's ridiculous. It makes me feel sick because it was never like that 10 years ago. It was never like this. Social media's turned the club into fans rating individual players and wanting to see their player do well rather than seeing their club do well. Club should be first, not the player. Let's not forget that, people. Yeah. Lambs. What are we saying?
Yes, Money Mace. I agree with Andrew. The guy's a hard worker. You can't deny his passion. You can't deny his energy. Can't deny his skill set. The guy's starting to finish his dinner as well. So not only creating, and again, this is something that I've said he was going to get better under Tuchel. And look, we are seeing a better Mason Mount. He's just going to get better and better. So another solid 8 performance. Brilliant turn, brilliant goal. Well done, Mason Mount. Never fails to play for the badge. Passion, energy, love that. There was a little comment there that I saw earlier about people basically saying Jorginho is better than Havertz and Werner. I'm not going to get onto Havertz and Werner too much in this game because they had no service. They had 0 service. They had nothing. And that was Jorginho and Kovacic's fault. Okay? Thank you.
And how can you say they're better? How can you say he's better? They don't play the same position.
Foolish, exactly.
They don't play the same position. I don't know what they're talking
Foolishness.
about.
Foolishness.
But
why would you forgive Jorginho? I don't get it. What is it to forgive?
Yeah.
I haven't forgiven him. I want him out of my club.
But now anyone who's having a go at Mount, They're just moving the goalpost now. You know they've got a proper.
Agenda. You
They
have
just
to.
have. Yeah.
but it's rivals like Velv.
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
Liverpool
I think
team
Velv is
shit,
doing it for a
yeah,
bit of banter
so-
as well.
Yeah, he's just
Velv is
upset.
He's a banter. He's a banter.
He knows
so.
Johnny's in the chat, so he's
Yeah.
trying probably to wind
So,
Johnny
no.
up. That's what he's trying to do. In all fairness, I thought Mason Mount was a 2. No, I'm only joking, Johnny. I know you're watching, mate. I know you're watching, mate. Yeah, he was shocking, you know. He was the worst player on the pitch. Oh my God,
Why didn't he
sell
bang
him.
that top corner? That's
Just
what I
sell
don't
him.
understand.
He's
How did he do
crap,
that?
man. Absolute waste of money. There he is. Look, Werner can't even run with the ball, and his feet, his ball control is like, yeah. he was
Oh,
poor.
shut up,
I thought
Johnny.
Mason Mount was an 8.5. I thought his work rate was very good. When he did get the ball, when the back decided to distribute to the front three, he was, he was good with the ball. He was making runs, Mason Mount, yesterday, very good ones where he was through, and we didn't find him a couple of times, yeah, and it was frustrating me as hell. And this is true, Abdi. This is true. We miss Fabregas. We do, because if Cesc Fabregas was in this team right now, I'm telling you now, Werner, Havertz, Mount, all these guys would be running every time because they know that they know that he's gonna find them. And when you've got that confidence as a player to know that you've got a player in your team that is that good at distributing, that can pick you out every time, you make them runs even more. Timo Werner makes them runs, and he tracks back. And, like, we don't play to his strengths. I keep saying this. We still don't do it till now. Yes, he misses sitters, but he don't get enough chances.
So deep in midfield at times yesterday. I was like, what?
Mm.
But I don't blame him. Don't blame him. Him and Havertz had to drop so deep just to even pick up the ball.
Yeah.
Bye. See you later. I'm not really fussed. You know what I mean? Again, another one.
Jem
luck.
just wants to get Declan Rice in return.
You know what I mean?
He wants Declan Rice
We're not
in
worried
return. That's what
about
Jem wants.
Tammy, a switch, yeah. Tammy for Rice, yeah.
In it,
Timo Werner. We'll just do this open rather than get around.
Yeah.
Go on, guys. Tell me, Timo Werner. Again, struggling.
I can only echo what Lam said. He had to drop so far back in midfield. And that's my worry about getting a Lukaku or Haaland. If this midfield is like this, they're going to have to keep dropping back so much to get the ball that they're not going to look good. It's like I saw yesterday people having a go at Havertz yesterday for like not looking like he was running or anything. He knows not. Him and Werner know not to run. There's no point. Or they have to get the ball themselves. I mean, Jem, yesterday the Werner started on a dribble and then lost the ball. Like he ran ahead of the ball. That's my main thing. But look where he had to start from. He had to start from the halfway line. He's not supposed to. He's not an Eden Hazard. Eden Hazard can do that from the halfway line. He's built to dribble from the halfway line. Timo Werner isn't. He's built to be on a ball through to him on like that. I thought the best thing he did, and unfortunately it was offside, was that distribution when the goalkeeper spilled and he was so alert onto it. But he was just offside. But we're not certain. Jeremy, you're absolutely correct. Werner's having a bad season, A, because of himself, but B, we are not using his strengths at all. There is no through balls to him, or even over the top. There's no over the top balls either. So
what Christensen was doing, like, what the hell? Like, are you confident if you're Havertz and Werner to be making? You're seeing them balls coming over. You're like, damn. You're sitting there thinking, I've got to drop deep and pick up myself because, damn.
Yeah, I think Timo Werner's. I agree with everything Winter Services. Yeah, we can blame him for not scoring goals when he's in front of goal. We can't condone that. He needs to improve. He knows that himself. Yeah, he's even said himself, I'm struggling with the league at the moment. I'm trying to keep up, and I need to sort it out. So he knows. But we don't play to this guy's strengths. No. All right? I want people to come to me and tell me how many chances per game Timo Werner gets. Because back at Leipzig, everyone used to say, yeah, well, we used to have 10 chances and score 2 or whatever. We only give him 2 chances. So how the fuck is he going to score?
Yeah,
that's the case.
He literally had 2 chances for the whole game. That's the only time the ball got up to him. That header that went wide and the little assist that turned out to be offside, which I maybe should have scored. But apart from that, they never got
you need to get out your heads. You can paint it as an agenda, but you guys just fancy him and are in love with him, yeah? So that's your choice, yeah?
I know he's a man, but his football skills yesterday.
I know what it is, Jem. We all know what it is. It's because Pep Guardiola wanted him. That's the only reason they love Jorginho. Because Guardiola wanted him. Guardiola is the best manager
I don't even hate the guy. That's what makes me laugh. I don't even hate the guy.
You know what's crazy though? I can see why Guardiola wants him. Jorginho would actually suit their system because look at the quality of players they have around him, and the rest of them are not. So he can be slow because the rest of them aren't. It's okay for him to
exactly.
do that.
I think
Lance,
There
I'll
to
let you take on the Havertz quickly. I'm just going to get a drink. Go
I
on.
don't think this. I
me
don't-
personally, Havertz is in the same box as Timo for me as well.
Yeah.
You got to feel, but I really do have to feel bad for them because again, like he wasn't played in the same position he was in that return Atletico Madrid game, and he absolutely won. He was amazing in that game, and didn't do him justice. By playing him in the position that they did today. He had the man had to drop so deep. They were basically playing him as like a target man. He wasn't winning these aerial duels with the players as well. So they put him in a really tough position as well. Made even more difficult because Jorginho and Kovacic were pretty much useless in the first half. So especially in the first half. So Havertz, I have to give him a bang average 5. Maybe at the opportunity to score, would have been offside maybe, but I can't really blame him because the guy was doing his best with nothing.
I think a formation change and a striker will benefit Havertz so much moving forward.
Yep.
Because I don't listen. False 9 for a few games is fine. I'm hearing people go, "Oh, if we don't get a striker, we can play Havertz false 9 next season." I think that'd be a big mistake all next season. Big mistake. He needs a whatever Haaland or Lukaku, whoever. He needs
a
to feed
target
off.
man to play off.
He needs someone to feed off at all. He needs 2 people sitting behind him, a Kante or whoever, to be let off the leash. And I think then we'll see the best of Havertz. He's not had a good season for other things, but his score is affected by how other people are playing as well. So because he can't get it, he's like Werner. He has to drop back. How many times has he dropped back in that second half? Before he was taken off, even in the first half. He just, we're not giving him anything. His mate. I'm only guessing. I wonder if he did a heat map of last night, the first half. I bet you it's around near the halfway line that most of his work is, because that's how far he had to drop to get the ball. But yeah, Havertz. Unfortunately, Havertz gets a 5 because just he wasn't helped by the team and he couldn't affect the game because they couldn't get him the ball. So yeah, it's a 5. Unfortunately, it's a 5 for me, but I don't really blame Havertz that much. So.
Yeah, I thought he was let down a bit in terms of the distribution to him. I like Havertz. I think he's really good. I just think he was, in many ways, let down, like we said, by the distribution behind him. And I think he's got all the talent in the world to become a football club.
Yeah.
And again, he shouldn't be rated on his first season at Chelsea because, let's be serious, he's suffered from COVID, he's suffered from injuries, he's been in and out of the team. And out of all of the guys that we've signed, he's probably played the least, didn't he?
Yeah. COVID and injuries.
Exactly. So, Ziyech has put more thinkers in games than Havertz has for me, and he's still been started, So, yeah, it is what it is. We move on though. We're happy.
Yeah.
Professional win.
Yeah.
There's potential that we can, now not fall asleep in the second leg, but just get it done. Be professional like we was in the first leg. They will have their 2 top goal scorers back, so we're going to have to be.
Plus, they're going to be more open. Exactly.
Exactly.
They have to score twice to get on level par with us. They have to score twice, so they're going to be more open. There's more chance to hit them on the counter attack. That's why Kante's got to start next week as well. Cho's got to start next week as well. For me, if they're fit, they've all got to start.
You know what? That's a very good point you brought up, Andrew. And that's another thing. I felt so many players, especially in the first half, they were so afraid to run at the Porto players.
Yeah.
They were apprehensive. Like they'd get there and then they'd kind of step back and maybe pass sideways or backwards. And Cho wouldn't do that. He wouldn't be afraid. He would take the player on, try and cut in like he always does.
Yeah.
That I would like to see him next week as well, to be fair.
Yeah. Unleash.
Yeah, guys. We'll start with Alex. Obviously, good win for us yesterday. Not the best performance, but obviously we got the job done, and that's the most important thing in the quarterfinal of Champions League, big competition. How did you feel the game went, and who was your man of the match, mate?
Look, I would describe this win as an old-fashioned Mourinho kind of win, where it was a smash and grab performance where we maybe didn't have our best game, but we still won the game. And, and if we played better and we didn't play that good, then we won 2-0. Let's think of that. Like if we had some of our players more in form, we could have even scored more goals. We had chances of Pulisic in the bar. Werner's and Havertz's chance where Werner could have headed the ball in the goal. So we had a couple of chances to actually,
Alex,
score
can I
more
call you
goals.
just really, really quickly? Because what you said about like we could have scored more goals, like I've been hearing this all season. Like it's the same old story. We could have because we always have chances, but we never do.
Yeah.
So the fact that this is a consistent pattern, meaning that it's not that we are to blame because we're just not clinical enough. That's something we need to work on because
No,
we don't.
but to be fair, we didn't have that many chances in this game.
So
Like,
that's
it
what
wasn't.
No.
even if we had 20 plus chances, chances are we scored 2 of them maximum because that's just who we are.
Yeah, no, I agree. No, it's just, I guess I'm just getting at, it's like we still won 2-0 and we're not playing well. You know what I mean? That was the thing. Okay, obviously they were missing 2 key players from their team, so it was a bit of a risk for me, to be honest. I think we did kind of get lucky because if we did concede a goal, then the whole game could have been turned upside down. But look, I think what Jem, I was listening, and I was talking about this yesterday also, is at the moment our team is just, passing in football is so underrated. Like I watched the Madrid and Liverpool game the other day, and the way Real Madrid were just ticking the ball around Liverpool like it was nothing, like just passing, yes, dribbling and shooting and solo goals, and the quality of just brilliant players is important in a football game, but the passing and quality of passing the ball around a team is so important. And the thing is, we don't have that. Yes, Jorginho can make a 2-yard pass, but the amount of times that we just need that link play. Yeah, the thing is a problem. We don't have those players who can do a 4-yard ping ball up the front, because the thing is, yes, I do get frustrated with Timo with some stuff he does, like he tackles himself on the ball, but he's not that kind of player, I understand. But it's just, at the moment we're missing that kind of link. If you look at Liverpool, for example, Fabinho, he's such a good player because he's defensively solid and he's really good in midfield, but he also has that quality to actually make a 40-yard pass. We need to find that player who can kind of do both jobs.
Sorry, but how the fuck did Jorginho get man of the match?
I don't know.
It was definitely deserved, Come on.
Hey, stop it now! Don't.
Hey, yo,
Definitely
man.
Stop
come on.
dropping a crisp bomb. Stop dropping a crisp bomb, right? There was Chilwell had a better performance than him. Reece James definitely had a better performance than him. Mason Mount had a better performance.
Our whole defense had a better performance. Our whole defense had a better performance than Jorginho.
Yeah, but
do you know
you're
what worries me
expecting
the most,
Jorginho to do the defensive role. He's not a DM.
That wasn't my problem with Jorginho. My problem with Jorginho is the fact that every single time he was on the ball, he got pressed like hell, and we weren't seeing the same usual Jorginho that goes away on the half turn and then gives the ball quickly. He wasn't giving the ball quickly enough.
Fabio, one thing I said about Jorginho, and I've stuck by this word, and Winter Surfer, Lambs, Alex, all of you guys have heard me say it. I've said, when Jorginho was playing well, on the run with Tuchel, we were playing against teams that were playing low blocks, so there's a lot of time on the ball for him to look up, make his passes very easy. What I was worried with Jorginho was when we come up against teams that are aggressive, that get in your face and don't give you time on the ball. And I feel like with Jorginho, he can shimmy and get round people. I've seen him do it, cool, but I worry. I get a bit scared when he gets the ball. I don't know if you guys know when someone's actually chasing him down and about to. I get a bit like, and that worries. Instead of him looking up and playing the ball, he wants to have 3 or 4 touches sometimes. I'm like, why?
Because you know what it is. When it's Kante that loses the ball, at least I know that Kante can go get the ball back. He will try as hard, or even Mount. He will get the ball back. But when it's Jorginho, you know that ball's never coming back.
Nope. That's true. I agree.
I don't think he had the worst game, but he wasn't the greatest, of course. Like,
man of match.
No,
but he won't win man of match. That's what we're saying.
The reason we won that game was because of the wing backs in that game, and Mendy as well, who helped us at the back.
That was my man of the match. Mendy was my man of the match.
Mendy was my man of the match, but we won that. Whoa, there's a massive. I can hear myself. Oh my god. Someone ain't got headset on.
I don't know who it is.
It's Pan.
Hello? Yeah, it's gone now, isn't it?
Okay.
Gone.
Yeah. I was. Oh my god. I was saying.
I think.
Pardon?
Yeah, it's Pan. It's Pan.
Pan, I think Pan, you've got bad feedback, bro. You might need to come out and come back in. Yeah, so sometimes it does that.
Yeah, I was saying like the wing backs definitely won us that game, and that was definitely Chilwell's best performance in a long time. I remember. I can't remember like a performance he's done like that in a long time. So yeah,
He hasn't
it's
had a good one under Tuchel's, but that was the best one
yeah,
so
yeah,
far.
definitely under Tuchel. Yeah, and Mason Mount, obviously, like he did his part and stepped up like that. Yeah, that Cruyff turn, like that was amazing. I couldn't believe it, and then he literally put the guy down and scored. Bottom left, I would say.
That's something I want to be seeing from Werner. I don't want to be seeing that from our midfield. I want to be seeing that from our striker, our main striker, Werner. But
yeah, but Werner didn't get service.
Yeah,
like
true,
that.
True.
But look, let's not forget, we won this game from 2 pieces of brilliance. We didn't win this game because of the way we played for the whole game. We won this game.
Yeah, we didn't deserve. I'm going to be very honest. In terms of our performances, we didn't deserve to win that game. However, that moment, that individual brilliance is something we've been missing throughout our last few games.
It was needed. Yes,
But
it was needed.
that's the beauty of the Champions League. That's Champions League for you. I've always said it. It's individual brilliance. You could play crap all you want. You could play crap all you want. One mistake and that's a match winner for the Champions League. That's the difference.
Sometimes you need to win ugly.
Pan Afric's with us. Pan, how did you feel about the game, bro?
Yeah, it was a good game. I think we won ugly. You know, the Mourinho style. Sometimes you have to win ugly, and I just feel we did that. Well, I was positive from the start, from the day we got the draw and we're giving Porto, then Liverpool or Real Madrid at the semis. I just saw Chelsea in the finals, so it's not a strange result for me.
To be fair, though, even though we won ugly, I think it's something that we'll probably get to Porto's mind because that's probably their way of how they wanted to win. The shithousery. That's how they probably wanted to win against us, and how they intentionally thought they were gonna set up against us. Instead, we decided to play that Uno reverse card, and we did it against them, which makes me feel a bit better knowing that Tuchel actually set up like that. He didn't set up like Juventus did, and he wasn't complacent. He knew that regardless of missing those 2 players, they were still dangerous up front, and they proved. They proved. In that first half, we were getting run ragged.
The other thing, though, the other thing what Lambs was saying even before is our tactics in that game were brilliant because if the only thing that was missing was the bloody passing, because amount of times that we were playing the ball in our defense and passing around like 5 or 6 passes. At least 10 players from Porto's team were all coming on.
Yeah, they put all of their players in the midfield.
We always got out, but it was just like the pass to Havertz, because it usually used to be Havertz and Werner, them 2 only against their 2 defenders, and that's it. And then the whole pitch was wide open.
A massive problem I also had was the distribution from a back. From a back was appalling yesterday.
Just literally, there was times where he literally just missed the ball from his head, or the amount of times maybe it was just too further up. Because if we all know that if Havertz controls that ball, he can dribble a man and go past the man, and then the whole game was wide open. So in that sense, we weren't that good, because I think if we pulled that off more often, the count was always on, because we all know that the defense is not.
I think as soon as we subbed in Thiago Silva and Kante, we saw a complete different game. We saw complete domination and control from the midfield, which is something we were needing throughout that whole game. We didn't have that the first half, especially. So they were necessary substitutions, and well played from Tuchel.
Klasef is with us. Klasef.
Oh god.
Oh no. You want to hear this man of the match? Who's your man of the match, Klasef?
Klasef, who's your man of the
Jorginho!
What? Jorginho? You're not serious, man.
He said Jorginho last night.
Why is Jorginho man of the match? And can you explain to us what you thought about the game?
Because of him, Reece James looked good. I mean, Reece James was really good, but Jorginho he did the job.
What was his job?
No away goal. Jorginho was fucking amazing.
What?
And that pass to Mount, his decision making. Listen, you lot are giving Mendy a man of the match. I
No,
don't
I'm giving
agree
it to
with that.
Chilwell. I'm giving it to Chilwell, classic.
I give it to Chilwell.
Yeah, you know,
Bro,
Chili B, but
Kovacic
Still
and
ain't better than
Jorginho,
Shaw. Still ain't better
Jorginho
than
was
Shaw.
yeah, Jorginho was balling, weren't he?
Listen, when pivot role works, then wings also work. And you guys are so into fucking 2015, like when only one CDM would be able to,
Hey, wait,
you
classic,
know.
classic. Let me ask you a question. Yeah. So
After
last
that
time I
year,
spoke
we
to
had
you,
a bad
wait,
year.
hang on. Last time I spoke to you, yeah, you were chatting so much shit about Lukaku. Yeah. What do you think about Lukaku now?
Yeah, we need him.
Oh, we need him
Oh,
now.
for fuck's sake.
Yo, you're such a
Classic,
hypocrite.
mate.
Listen,
Jesus.
can we just stick
That's
to one
Chelsea fans
topic
for you,
because
mate.
it's
Yeah,
very
let's talk about
difficult for me
Jorginho
to
balling it.
like explain all the things, you know. Listen, Jorginho was our man of the match. I don't know what you guys.
No, he
Classic,
wasn't.
Classic. What do you think of Mason Mount?
He wasn't.
He was fucking invisible, but that goal was literally.
What, Mason Mount was invisible, even though he
Mason
scored a
was
great goal?
invisible even
What you're
for
saying?
Gigi. Oh my god.
Johnny,
What about
Listen,
the rest of
Havertz,
the attackers then? Was they invisible?
Havertz was shit. We need to sell
Yeah.
him.
Because
No, what are you
Jorginho
talking
didn't give him
about?
What are you
service.
on
Are you
about? We need
Wait,
to
hold on,
sell.
hold on. Sell who?
We need to sell Havertz,
Sell
man.
Havertz. Why is
Listen,
he on?
we can
Come
only have
on.
Mount or Havertz, right? Havertz doesn't
Why?
do anything.
Hey, I told you this guy is a clown. This guy is a clown.
Mate,
He's an absolute
listen, there's only
clown.
one person to sell in your team right at the moment. That's fucking Jorginho. Get rid. He's
I
fucking
Yeah.
walking
want
trash. He's
He's not.
walking
He's
No,
not.
no,
trash.
but
He's
Classic,
not
He's
Classic.
walking trash.
Okay,
It's a
No,
ads.
no,
ball.
He's
no.
not
But listen,
trash.
listen. Can I say something one quickly? Yeah. Jorginho for the last 3 years, I said it before, 60 games a season. He only has 20 games. Mason Mount the last 2 seasons had about 40 good games and still gets more stick than Jorginho. That's all I'm gonna say.
How are
But
you
that's not
comparing
necessarily
Mason
true.
Mount with
That Jorginho in
Jorginho?
the first season, he
Jorginho
got
is a
slandered.
fucking CDM.
I
The
want
first
Jorginho out
20
of my
games,
club.
the
You
first
guys are
20
saying
games. That's why I said the
Jorginho
first
is not
20
our
games.
CDM. He is actually our CDM. We are not playing him as in a fucking attacking midfielder. He's
Who?
a CDM.
No, but he's meant
You
to
literally
replace our
said no one
Fabregas.
cares about
He's meant-
Jorginho. Like, listen,
Yeah.
when has he ever got?
Still wants Jorginho at Chelsea.
One
Yeah,
second.
Classic does. Classic
When
does,
has he
man.
ever got a
Classic
man of the
does.
match award
I'm sorry,
deservedly?
his
When?
standards.
He's actually
When?
player
Ads.
of the
He
year.
got deserved
He's the
last night.
player
Yeah.
of the year.
It wasn't deserved
Jorginho is
though.
the player of
I
the
don't think
year.
it's
Jorginho is
that
too
great.
slow. Jorginho is too slow.
Jorginho,
I'll
listen.
tell you.
When was the last time Jorginho deservedly, listen carefully, deservedly got a man of the match award? So if you tell me yesterday, you bro, I don't know what you've been smoking. Because I don't think he
Listen,
deserved it
we
yesterday
have
Against
at
bought
all.
Charlton teams.
we have
Ads.
That's
What
all.
bought
were
the
people
two
smoking
games under
and who gave it him?
Tuchel, and Jorginho being a CDM in all those games. So shut
Even
the
Can't
fuck
be
up.
a
Even
CDM. He
Kovacic
would get
wasn't that good.
destroyed by
And
Anyway,
people.
Kovacic
He
what
is
would get
10
team do you
times better than
support,
destroyed.
by the
Like,
way?
Jorginho.
so,
What team do you
no,
support?
Velv, you're chatting shit. You're chatting
Man,
shit.
fuck off.
No, wait, I'm
What?
not gonna lie. Fred is shit. Fred is shit.
That's your
Yeah,
opinion.
Let's not go into
Fred.
this, man. Let's
Fred
talk
is-
about Chelsea. man.
Fred
I
is
wouldn't
shit.
want Fred, but they can have Fred. It's still cool.
But
If he
look,
suits
for
United,
me,
he
for
suits
me,
United.
Jorginho wasn't bad.
Listen,
But it wasn't
Kante
mad.
obviously is better than Jorginho, but
Yeah.
Jorginho did his job yesterday. So what are you guys on about?
He's a
Because
tortoise,
he only
man.
does it
No,
in
no, but
moments.
Classic.
What's the nothing?
What
You
is his
cannot have
job in
fucking
front of
two
you? What was his
for a
job
whole
in
season.
your
You
perspective?
need 3
What
to
was his
4
job?
games.
What was his
So
job?
See,
what?
that's an unbiased Chelsea fan right there. That's someone who actually speaks the truth.
Wait,
I actually watched Man United for a whole 90 minutes, and
Classic,
honestly,
so-
Fred and McTominay are shocking. Like on the ball, that's why I
Why
would
the
never
fuck are
take
you
Fred or
talking about
McTominay
United, by
over
the way?
Jorginho. I've seen Jorginho, and Jorginho is better than Fred. No cap.
Wait,
Yeah, just on the ball. Yeah, that just rounds up a play
so would
completely.
you say Jorginho? But do you think Jorginho needs to improve his passing? Do you think that the CP
There's way
improve
more
his
to just passing. I'm not
Wait,
even
wait,
Do
gonna
you
lie.
mean
passing?
okay? You mean take more risks because I know he can pass the ball. We've seen he can pass
but
it.
I guess it was just more of a question to Klaassen. Do you think like
Uh,
does he have to improve his passing like for you to do better, or is he already good enough?
Listen, I'm happy with what he's doing. I'm not expecting him to give assist to Werner Havertz or Mount. If he's doing
Oh.
it, good. But he's doing his job.
yeah, he actually
Oh,
gave
but
assist to Matt last night, by the way.
Would you prefer the last year Jorginho when he used to give that one killer ball every game, or would you rather have just Jorginho? Because
Listen,
last year he was giving.
listen,
Last year
listen,
he was finding
listen.
strikers.
You're fucking talking
Oh.
shit, man. Listen,
What
Barca.
the hell is wrong
What
with
the
you?
fuck was that?
What was that?
How am I talking trash? How
You
am I
won
talking
one
trash?
CDM
He
and you
fouled.
won last year
Jorginho was
Jorginho.
kicking the balls
Then we are
last
not
year.
winning Champions League. Where the fuck is Barcelona? They're not in Champions League. This
They're in
modern
This
mud.
is to do with
What's your point?
Jorginho, not
we
Barcelona.
are playing
Classic,
lower
what
block
are you
football.
talking
This is
about?
the fucking football in 2021, not in
Wait.
2015 or 2016.
Alanga, you're waffling.
I'm
What's your
talking
point?
about
Get to the point,
Jorginho
What are
man.
you
last
trying to
year.
explain
I'm
here?
I'm
talking.
just saying
He has no
Jorginho this
point.
year. I need Jorginho. What he's doing right now, I need that. I don't need
He won't do
all
because he's a
No, but
letdown. He's
I need.
inconsistent as hell.
Classic, wait, but everyone stop. Classic, right? My biggest issue with Jorginho is not him in our team. I don't mind having him in our team. My biggest problem with him is when he does drop off in games, his drop off is fucking big. It's damaging. And you saw it against West Brom. And it's not only the first time he's done that in his season or his career at Chelsea. He's been doing this in the past. And this is why I say to you, we cannot win a title with Jorginho. I'm not saying he can't be in the team. I'm just saying he's not a player that is the answer.
are you going to
He
blame
doesn't distribute well
Jorginho?
enough.
Let Jem finish.
Listen.
Classic,
Are you going
classic. Wait. He doesn't distribute well enough from the back. If he looked forward more and played the ball more, because people say he's a great distributor, he's good with the ball, he does this, he does that, then why don't he play to his strengths then? It's clearly that he
So
doesn't want to do that.
what about why are Werner and Havertz and Mount are not doing distribution?
Oh,
Because they didn't
what
get
are
to
you?
deserve
I'm
it.
not in that
Classic,
midfield.
let me attack him.
Okay,
Listen,
but
listen,
It's
they
like
didn't. They
from the
didn't.
back.
They didn't get any
Listen,
Calm down,
service
Martial,
that game.
boys.
Sterling,
He's done
Go
about
on.
this season.
they are doing the distribution themselves. That's the reality of modern football
I'm
now.
fully convinced you're a
He
badminton
ain't
player.
Modric,
There's no
though,
way
is
you
he?
watch football. There's no way in hell you watch football.
No, I wouldn't. No, don't question it, man. Just allow him.
If Jorginho gets turned by a midfielder, 9 times out of 10, he ain't winning that ball back. And if that's your
11
DM,
times out of 10.
think of it like this: if that's your DM, yeah, you've got a problem because your DM's someone that's meant to protect the back four. Yeah, something that we had with Makelele, Kante when he played in that position. People that can recover. He cannot fucking recover. Yeah, if he gets turned, we're fine.
We cannot afford to slander Jorginho because
No one's
You have
slandering
to
him. We're
though.
just
You
saying he's
have
not
to.
good enough.
Because
No,
Classic, I have a question.
He's
Classic,
not.
I
Do
have a
Classic.
question.
you guys remember the return game that we played against Manchester United? Yeah, in that midfield, yeah, who was jumping onto every single ball and making sure that United midfield did not get a touch?
Kante.
Kante. Thank you. If Kante was not in that game, if we played Jorginho, we would have lost that game.
Yeah.
Can I say something? Can I ask a question, please, before I go?
That's
Boys,
not
1 second.
that's
Let me
not
ask a question before I
yeah.
go. Because Classif just thinks fucking Jorginho is Jesus Christ.
Listen,
Yeah, he's
Listen,
next comer.
when was the
over
last time?
Jorginho
No, answer my question.
Let
every
us-
day.
1 second.
let
When
us
was the
talk.
last time? Listen, you say Jorginho is better than all of these midfielders, yeah? But when was the last
When
time he actually
the
shined?
fuck
No,
did I
1
say
second.
that?
Classic,
Answer
shut
When
my
the
up,
fuck
man.
did I say that?
question.
You're putting words into my mouth.
You're getting very aggressive.
You're
Calm
putting
down.
words into my mouth, man.
Answer my
Can I say
question,
something?
Classif. Answer my question. No, answer my question. When was the last time that Jorginho by himself stood out from the rest? When was the last time? Because I don't remember a game where he stood out by himself.
Why does
honestly
he have
don't.
to
I
sit
can
out?
answer that.
He's not an attacking midfielder.
That
We are
doesn't
playing him as
matter.
a
That doesn't
CDM.
matter. Because you're saying you're disrespecting. Because you're saying Jorginho's better than this. You're saying he's better than that. But if all these other players are so bad, how come players in our midfield this season has stood out by themselves? Jorginho is a bad player. He just isn't good enough for Chelsea Football Club. He just isn't.
Oh yeah,
He just
like
isn't.
I will
Did I
say
say
he never
Jorginho is
stands
better
out,
than
but
someone?
he's that ice into the cake of a team normally.
No,
he's
for me,
crap.
it's just he's not
Not
consistent enough.
crap. Come on.
He's had good games, but he's not consistent
No,
enough.
you can't
like,
call. No, he's not a crap player.
he's
He's
just
never
not
had
consistent enough.
standouts, and you guys say he's
No,
better
no,
than Fred.
no,
but
I
Fred's
hear
had way
that.
more
I'm not
standouts
gonna lie.
this season than
He's
Jorginho
had
ever has.
standouts. I won't lie. He's had standouts.
Honestly,
No, he hasn't. No,
We
he
don't
hasn't.
need Rashford and fucking
he's
all
like
this
that ice
Martial.
into the cake.
No, he has, because even there was the game against Liverpool under Tuchel where he was brilliant, amazing. But the thing about Jorginho is he's not consistent enough. He doesn't
But that's
do
one
what.
game, so he's not better than Fred, then, is he? Because Fred's had multiple standout moments this season.
Nah, like
Fred's had multiple shit
And
moments
that's not
this season.
debatable. That's not debatable.
Like,
That's a fact, my friend.
I promise you, if you
no.
had Jorginho in your midfield, you'd do way better than you
I
do now.
would not
you
want to.
wouldn't.
No,
You
no
wouldn't.
offense. I
You
would not
wouldn't.
want a Fred in our team.
Fred
And
is appalling. I'm not gonna even
Diabolic.
debate that.
That is diabolic.
And I
Just,
If you
rate,
guys
just
wanna
a
I
bit
move
rate your
embarrassing. His stats
defending
on the
of
eye
Fred.
test says is in Fred's
Fred
favour.
is a social experiment.
That is your opinion. We can all disrespect him. We can all disrespect him, but he's better than your midfielder.
Cool. Are you saying that you
That's
don't have to
simple
move on
as.
from Fred?
Serious.
Are you saying that you don't have to move on
Fred
from Fred?
is a social experiment.
What does Jorginho bring to the team? What does Jorginho even bring to the team? What does he
I
even
told
do?
you, I want him out.
I would say he dictates the play normally.
I
No,
want
not you, Lambs, because apparently to my man is saying that he's better than Fred. So why is he better than Fred? Because if you're saying he's movement on the
Well,
ball,
Fred
what does
wouldn't be
movement
good
on the
enough for
ball
our team.
round up to a
The
whole
thing is,
player?
the difference between those two,
Jorginho is
I've
not
actually
good enough
seen
for Chelsea,
Jorginho
yeah?
control a
Fred
game.
is
I've
not
never
good enough
seen
for
Fred
Manchester
ever
United.
control or dictate a game. Not once.
Oh, Jorginho doesn't dictate anything other than a fucking L, man. He's so bad.
Don't be
I
silly
wasn't
now.
Actually
ready for
shit.
Fred versus Jorginho in this fucking stream. This is a new
Can
Bro,
I
he
say something?
deserves it.
I
He's a
wasn't even
fucking
ready for Fred.
he's so
How
bad.
the fuck we won 2-0 and you bring Fred? Who the
He
fuck
does it
Fred
all the
is?
time. He
I've
does it
never
all the
seen him
time.
play.
I'll quote
I'm a
ads.
Chelsea fan. I'm
I'll
a Chelsea
quote-
fan, and I'm
I'll
telling
quote-
you, Fred's better. I'm a
I'll
Chelsea
quote
fan.
ads.
He's not a
I'll
Chelsea
quote-
fan.
No
I'll quote
way.
ads. I'll quote ads. I've stepped in
Oh,
better
you
stuff
said it.
than Fred. I've stepped in
You
better
said
stuff
it.
than Fred. So you know.
Oh,
I'll quote
Andrew,
you ads.
leave off.
I'll quote
Leave
you
off,
ads.
mate.
I ripped you
Leave
off there.
off.
Quote you. I quote you. All right? I quote you.
I think all we're
You be
basically
quoted.
is Jorginho. He's not good enough, in the long term. This guy is not going to win us titles. He's so slow. And what you guys yes, we are. Don't get me wrong. We're all ecstatic. We're happy about the result. We are so happy that we actually won 2-0. That's great. That's a very strong advantage to take into the second leg. But you lot are missing the bigger picture. Yeah. If we advance further in this competition, we're only going to come up against better opposition.
Yeah.
Stronger oppositions, yeah? So the fact that you guys aren't concerned with what we've been seeing in midfield for the past 2 games concerns me, because it means you have low standards for our club. It means you're willing to accept the shit.
Lambs, yeah?
Listen.
Excuse me.
Lambs, listen,
Look what
Lambs.
Real Madrid did to Liverpool, yeah? With half their players out injured, yeah?
Yep.
Look what they did, yeah? We have one reliable midfield player in Kante. We don't have him. Boy, you can see how exposed we are. You can against
Lambs, Kante was injured.
Opposition.
You're just being too emotional. Kante was
Lambs,
injured. That's why we need
No, I don't.
Cassif, I think you're misinterpreting the point. Phil.
Can I come in?
I don't know what you're on. That's not what she meant.
Yeah, she didn't say that. Yeah.
Can I come
pointing
in?
out.
She's not trying to say that we should have played Kante. She's just saying Kante because she knows. We all know the situation with Kante. Obviously, Kante was injured. We know the situation, but Kante is our most reliable midfield. That there's no point.
Nobody's arguing that. Nobody is
Man's
arguing.
not fully fit.
Guys, yeah?
More in
But
10 minutes. The man is not fully fit. He did more in 10 minutes than Jorginho did in the whole game. That says
He wasn't playing CDM. He came for Mount.
That says everything you need to say. Man is not a CDM. Why are we talking about man and CDMs?
I'm just saying he came on for Mount.
What is your point, though?
Classer.
Why is there so much Jorginho slander, man?
I think.
I know what he is. He's a baller.
You cannot have
he's a baller.
Indiana, Ollie's have a will.
Indiana, would you take him over Bruno then if he's a baller?
What are you on about?
What are you on about?
Why are you comparing Bruno, who's an attacking midfielder?
No, I'm just getting sarcastically saying, man.
I know, but
let me ask you a question. Would you take Martial over Mendy?
No.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
You compare him to his McFred.
Man, this team is making me bipolar.
I think Jorginho would work.
That's the feel strange one, you know.
Jorginho should find his way out of Chelsea. I think Napoli should just.
I would take Jorginho over Fred, McTominay, Xhaka.
You can have him at Manchester United, but not at Chelsea.
He's not a bad player, but he's not exactly a player that's going to take loads of risks.
Yeah.
How many tackles does Jorginho make in a game?
Pardon?
I don't think that is his
You're
game.
using Jorginho as a CDM.
He's a CDM. He's a CDM. He's supposed to make those tackles.
He's a deep line ball player.
He's a deep line ball player. He doesn't give those long range passes. He doesn't fit in Bernard or any of the attacking players. Come on, man. How many assists does you not have as a deep line?
We need.
Then again, guys, don't you think it's kind of our style of play when it comes to him not giving that risky pass?
Take Fabregas for example, right?
He's not Fabregas.
Then what's his role in Chelsea? He's not a.
No,
he's a deep line midfielder.
Cool, you can replace him, yeah.
Come on, man.
But he's not
what's
a
his
Fabregas
role?
player.
He's a short pass player.
Normally, he would dictate how we play and keep it moving.
And how does he do that? By giving the ball away?
He doesn't give the ball away, really.
This was a
No,
baller.
but Chris, my problem was he was meant to replace Fabregas. And
Well,
he
no,
has
that's what the Chelsea fans.
What's his role then?
2016. You're in
Sarvi brought him in because he knew what Jorginho would do for him, and Sarvi got playing good football.
Yeah. Now
what's his role now? Presently, what's his role?
You're a block man.
What's his role in the team?
Teams are playing 3 in the defense and 2 in the wing. We need 2 CDMs. That's the modern game.
And
why don't
so
you get
Jorginho is there to pass the ball sideways, right?
I think, yeah, like he keeps it sideways normally. He can do the odd through ball, but like he just keeps the ball moving.
How many odd through ball has he done?
Well, it's depending what game. Like if you saw an Atletico Madrid game, he did quite a few fair, but like, and then some games he just barely any. It's
man, Jorginho is a waste.
Safe. He's not. What do you mean it's a waste?
He's a waste.
You're being
he could be a good. No, in all fairness, he could be a good squad player for us. Like we don't have to get rid of him.
No, but 50 million for a squad player is a bit too much.
I don't think.
Look at
I don't think we need a Jorginho in our team.
That's an average transfer, 50 million.
Yeah,
I don't think we need a Jorginho in our team. He cannot play the role of a deep line midfielder. He cannot play the role of a defensive midfielder. Then what role does he play?
Bro, what team do you support?
I don't think the formation.
Bro,
he dictates the game, like the play of the game.
Should we change the formation just to suit Jorginho? Because when he played under Sarri,
I'm not saying we should change it.
When he
I
played
like the
under
back this season.
When he played under Sarri, the game was built around Jorginho. But what did we get? Nothing from him still.
It wasn't
that's not true.
built around him, but
we did get something, but our forwards could not finish. We had Higuain and Alvaro Morata.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How many true passes or how many big chances? How many big chances did Jorginho create?
A lot of chances.
How many big chances did Jorginho create?
How
many assists did he have on that Sarri?
On average,
come on, man, you're not serious.
Jorginho is the icing to the cake of your team normally.
No way.
If he's playing well.
Jorginho is a master of sideways passes. Finish.
Are you a Chelsea fan, man? What the fuck are you talking? You just won 2-0. You got away clean sheet, and you're slagging Jorginho.
Jorginho is a weakling of that midfield.
Wait, hold
Take it or leave
it.
He's got the minerals, right? Leave him alone.
You're actually crediting Jorginho for us keeping a clean sheet because that's foolishness. I hope you know he's a midfielder, not a defender, okay, or a goalkeeper. So he's not the reason why we kept a clean sheet. So anyone who's crediting, please check yourself.
Jorginho is a weakling of our midfield. Between Kante and Jorginho, he's a weakling.
Worst one. He's the
So
worst
big
one.
team, we can have Jorginho, we can have him in squad. There's a fucking 100 games a season. What are you on about?
We've had him for 3 years. We know the best of his ability. We've had him for 3 years. This is why I'm annoyed.
All right, this season.
We've seen the best of Jorginho. It's not happening. It's not happening. He's not consistently good enough. He literally shows up for 1, 2, 3 games in a row, and then he'll do another 2, 3 games of what we just saw yesterday and against West Brom.
Lambs, I do hear you. He is not the man to take us forward. Yeah.
You know his exactly. Comment right here. The guy's got no physicality, no pace, no presence, nothing.
Yeah, but
literally sent Thiago Silva off against West Brom.
Lambs, just to add on to your point, I've said it before. He only has about 20 good games a season out of the 60. That's like 1 in 3 games on average.
He's a player of the year. He's ahead of Ronaldo in player of the year list.
It's not going to win.
To me, he'd be a good squad player, like Jem said, because I would actually take a Jorginho as a squad player because he could come on for those games when we're winning as well and just keep the ball going.
Nah, you lot standards. Look at City, yeah?
What you? Yeah.
City compete against all four fronts because everybody in their midfield is good enough, yeah? Please raise your expectations and raise
No,
your
lambs.
You
Pep
guys
wanted.
have
Pep
no
wanted
standards.
We don't have
Jorginho.
a terrible midfield though.
You guys have low standards in our club.
No, it's
We
not.
don't have a
Pep,
terrible midfield.
lambs.
We've got a much better
City
midfield than
wanted
Man United.
Jorginho.
You have low standards.
No, you keep saying no standard, but City wanted Jorginho to begin with.
Yeah,
Look
but
at
that's
what
the
they have in
reality.
No,
midfield.
they
We
would.
could
They
be
wanted him.
a squad player. He could be
Every
Yeah, I
European
said
club
squad
wants
player.
Jorginho.
He could be a
Barcelona wants Jorginho.
for
They
them.
don't
Look at
want
everybody
fans
else they have in their
whatever
midfield. Look
Lambs,
at
call it
everybody
let me
else
ask
they
you a
have in their
question.
midfield. Look at our midfield. Are you mad?
Lambs, let me ask you a
Yeah?
question.
Foolish.
Firstly, isn't Jorginho playing a managerial problem? Like this is not the first manager that's been picking Jorginho. Secondly, does he suit what Tuchel's trying to do?
Doesn't suit anything. Like, listen, we've seen him
He
play.
does. He does. No. I don't agree with that. I think he's a.
No. And I know
he's
what
a
you're
good player.
there's systems that he shines in, yes.
Yeah.
But even so, like his best with the best that we've seen him reach is still not good enough. Because again, the problem that I have with him is he's not consistent enough. Like Jem said, we've seen the shit for 3 years now. 3 years.
Yeah, but then you must have the
Has
same
he won a
issue.
title since he's been here? No, because he's not
So
good
wait, you blame that all on Jorginho? We ain't won a title, right?
Listen, I'm only going to say this one more
blame it
time.
on Werner,
I've
personally.
repeated myself enough times about Jorginho, yeah, and I've stayed very quiet because I get bored with this Jorginho stuff now. It's so boring. But this is it, right? He is not going to win us a title. Look, he's the
about
biggest
to win
issue
us
with
a
Jorginho. Look,
championship.
I'll tell you what he's good at, yeah, and I'll tell you what he's bad at, right? What he's apparently good at is his passing, which I agree. Yeah, he can do a 2-yard pass. That's cool. He gets paid a lot of money to do that. Just do a 2-yard pass, yeah. So he can do a 2-yard pass, and he can help the ball move. Is what I get told a lot. He helps the ball move, tick. He controls the tempo of the game. But you can only control a tempo of a game if you're playing against the opposition that ain't thoroughly in your face 24/7. Because controlling the game means you're playing against a team that's playing a low block, which allows you the time on the ball to control a game. Yeah. My issue with Jorginho is this. It's very clear and straightforward. Do I want him gone specifically? I'm not 100% no. I would have him in a team maybe as like a squad player to come on. Yeah. But he is just not the man that should be starting at this football club. Because the only reason I say that, and I'll keep saying this, it has there's too many traits that he has that I think if you're going to be playing as an opposing DM, yeah, you have to have. And some of the things he don't have is his pace. His reading of the game's quite poor. He does ball watch quite a lot as well. And when he has a bad game, it's not just a little bad game, it's a drop off. It's a massive from that, which is good, to that. Yeah, and we saw it against West Brom, and it continues to run in his performances, and that's a lack of consistency from his side. Maybe the system doesn't suit him. Maybe it is part to do that as well. So in that sense, what we all do know is that Jorginho is a system player. There's certain systems he can and he can't play. For me, the systems that he can play are quite minimal. It's quite minimal systems that
the
he
system
can
you can
actually
play.
play.
Listen, wait. Can I ask you
We need a DM. Wait a second. We need a DM. If we're going to play the way Tuchel wants to play, if we're going to play the way Tuchel wants to play, yeah, we need a DM that can distribute. And we haven't got that. And that ain't just Jorginho. We haven't got that in general. We need a DM that can distribute. But if we do bring someone in that can do that, it will be Jorginho that will suffer. I'm telling you, he will be
That's
dropped.
why Frank wanted Declan Rice, man.
Yeah,
Nowadays, wingers need to distribute, not CDMs. That's the modern game. And if you're not getting used to it, then I don't know what you're thinking about. Barcelona fucking got knocked out.
Hang on. When we play under Tuchel, when you look at the stats at the end of games, who is it that has most of the ball most of the time? Our midfield, our double pivot. Why do we play a double pivot? Because they're meant to control the game. So if they're controlling the game, that means that the guys up front and the wingers who are making runs need to be found by the people behind them. The ball starts from behind and works its way up. Yeah. So if they're not finding these people, yeah, and I'm not saying all the time, but if they're not consistently trying to find someone, make that pass. Jorginho was doing it with Tammy Abraham not long ago, where he was getting the ball and he was playing the ball over the top. That one little
I remember
ding,
that.
yeah, he stopped doing that. Why has he stopped doing that? That's my issue. Why has he stopped doing that when we've got players, even better players now, that can make runs
You
behind?
don't just
and we're
stop
not
doing
it
that,
for
though,
'em?
Jem.
Maybe it's a
You don't just stop doing that.
Then
That's
who's
the
telling him then?
managerial
We
manager.
don't know the full reason why he's not doing it, but like yeah, he's
But
not a massive. He's never a massive risk taker. I know that.
he's been doing this. Like this is so typical. We've seen this, like I said, this has been 3 years. We're not just talking about this season or last season, guys. From the moment he's come into the squad, we know what Jorginho is about. He will literally show, it's almost kind of like a test show, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? He'll just show up and perform a little bit to show, oh, this is what I can do. But I don't really give a crap about performing like this week in, week out. So
True. What Johnny said there is true. We
Jo-
shouldn't have
Jorginho
system players in our team because we just don't get managers.
Jorginho is a heart of
Every
our
player's a
defense.
I'm saying there's a lot of system players out there.
That's rubbish.
We have
though,
a few.
because
Yeah.
a manager buys players for his system.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
you're not
Why
understanding what
Jorginho?
he's saying.
So
He's saying we don't
that's-
continuously foresee their managers, Indiana, which means they don't stay at Chelsea for long enough. The systems are always changing, is what
Yeah,
he's
but
saying.
that's a Chelsea problem. Because
Then that is a Chelsea problem,
should
but that's
be buying
fine. But we've
players
learned
for
to
the
adapt
club
with it in the past.
and then
We've learned
identifying
to
the
adapt with it in the
manager
past, haven't we?
for the
So-
Can
style
you
of
list a
football
lot
he
of
wants to play.
non-system players?
Non-system
I can't.
players.
Yeah, like it's hard. Like
No,
there's a
we've
lot of
got
players.
too many of them.
Yeah,
We've
but
got too many
there's a
system
lot of
players.
system players in a lot of squads.
Yeah.
Like I can enlist Mason Mount. Probably is not a system player. Who
I don't
else
think
is
Kai
there?
Havertz is.
No, Kai Havertz is probably
no,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
not. He's very
No, I
versatile.
don't think
Yeah,
he is
yeah.
as well.
It's the versatile players and not the
N'Golo
system players.
Kante. N'Golo Kante's
And-
not.
yeah, Kante-
he'd fit into any system. You'd have to fit
Yeah,
him
yeah.
into any
Alonso.
system.
Oh no, forget Alonso. He has one system. Conte.
At defensive
That's what I'm
system
saying.
players.
He's a system
Yeah,
player.
he's a
Oh,
system
he said
player.
he's not.
Alonso is a wing back. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
The guy cannot play in a back four. My goodness.
Yeah,
My
man.
goodness.
Oh, give me
defense
memories
are all
of our
system
first
players.
West Brom game.
They are.
I think
They're
as a
all-
footballer, Jorginho's a good player. I got no issue.
He
with
is.
him
I've got no
as a-
qualms
No,
with him.
I think he is a good player. I think he's just like for the squad, and I do agree,
Yeah.
like what Jem said, just for the squad. And I
But you
think
know
he
what
could
it
be
is,
used for certain
Indiana?
games.
It's like when we put in Jorginho in the midfield, we lack so much defensively. Like we always have to
Yeah.
cover for him, and that's something we don't want to be doing moving on forward. In order for us to win a Premier League, we want to have someone that has that defensive, actions within him. We don't want to have to cover for that person, and that's
We
what
need to
Kante
find a player
brings.
that does both jobs. We need
Yeah.
to find a player that does both jobs.
That's
And-
yeah.
Yeah, like and the games when teams don't press us, like I think Jorginho like fits that because then he doesn't get like that defensive liability. I would say.
Yeah,
There's
no,
just
I
certain
think
games.
I think Chelsea have needed to replace Kante for a long time. They've needed to get a midfielder for like the last 2 seasons.
But
I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea went in and got a midfielder because Tuchel's not going to be happy with what he has, especially with Kante. With
Yeah,
the
definitely
injuries.
not. I think we're going to see a massive squad overhaul during the summer.
Yeah, I agree. And
Guy
and
needs
so
to
should
retire
he.
from
We have Billy
international.
Gilmore.
I
We
think
have
that's a
Billy
bigger
Gilmore.
priority than signing.
We have
a half.
Jorginho. We have
Oh,
Kante.
stop it
We have
now.
Kovacic.
No, I think it is a
Yeah.
bigger
No,
priority.
but
We don't need
I've
defensive.
But we
I've
need
heard
more.
that.
Can I back Jem on this? I agree with Jem's point last night about Jorginho and Kovacic not being a long-term player. Yes, they can be like next year they're gonna stay at Chelsea for sure, but I don't think these two are gonna take us to that next level where we want to be.
I think cover. You can stay with cover. I think cover
Yeah.
as long as you have a
Even he's
suitable
inconsistent.
partner.
Can I make
He's
a point?
inconsistent.
Gina, can I make a point? If we want to reach next level, then we need to have better attacking midfielders and wingers.
What's your
So
point?
who's got to go then?
Who's-
Wait,
who's-
who's got to go? Who's got to go then? If you're saying that, what players are you talking about here?
I'm not talking about who need to go. I'm talking about what we need to bring in. We need to have more competition. We need to have someone in the wings that
Which
can challenge.
means
players.
overloading the squad then.
I mean,
We need more.
listen,
We need
we can
more.
have Grealish who can help because Havertz is not doing anything.
We're not going to get Grealish. Be realistic. We're still in
No,
FIFA.
if you hang on. You can't say get rid of Kai Havertz. Like you can see his improvement with Tuchel especially. And how old is he? Like 21?
Not play together.
Well,
They are similar. Similar.
oh,
How Mount? Listen.
Don't get rid of
Havertz is
Havertz,
Mount
Sebastian.
without a
Wait.
passion.
What?
What?
Havertz is Mount without a passion.
Mount without passion.
Whoa.
Mount without passion is a basic, boring player. You're right. Yeah, without his passion, he's dead. I know Johnny's trying to get in. He's asked for the link, so he's probably.
I don't get this
I'm
guy.
sorry, Johnny.
This
I was
guy.
supposed to let you go in that.
Listen,
big
Classif,
my
yeah,
bad.
you are the biggest clown in this
I
system,
will
yeah.
have.
The amount of shit I've heard from you, yeah.
Bro, if you think I'm shit, you need to
That'd be
have an
okay.
argument. You need
No,
to
no,
put
no,
an
no, no, no.
argument out
Hey,
there,
shut up. I'm
and then
talking,
we
yeah.
talk
I
about
let you
it.
talk, yeah. You talk the amount of rubbish I've let you go on and
Yeah.
blabber about. You just waffle bears, yeah. First, you trash talk Lukaku. You said you didn't want Lukaku. He had a bad touch. You did all that. He was a shit goal scorer. He wasn't a proven Premier League player. You said all of that. I
Have you
mean,
watched the last stream with Monster? What I said about Lukaku
Yeah, you changed
yeah,
that
I
with
watched.
British weather.
Let's not
You
repeat
changed your
stuff he
opinion
said
on
on
after
Monster's
West
last
Brom
stream.
game.
Yeah, let's not repeat stuff.
your flip flop.
Yeah.
You said Werner's world class. You said Werner's the best thing that could have ever
Listen,
happened to Chelsea. And now
listen.
you're saying we need to replace him with
Shut the fuck up now. Listen,
Oh,
we are. Listen. Listen. Wait. Listen.
No swearing, please.
Tuchel is
Yeah.
non-confrontational team, right? And manager represent his fat. You know, we are represented by Tuchel. He's a rotational manager. So why can't I have a rotation in my head?
That wasn't my point I made. What the hell?
What?
You just ran off a tangent. What are you talking about?
If I said before West Brom game we don't need Lukaku, and after West Brom game I said we need Lukaku, what is wrong with that?
That means you're flip flop, mate. That's
Yeah,
it.
you change out the British weather.
Gee, I don't
Classic
understand how you can go from saying
weather, bro.
Lukaku is shit, we don't need Lukaku, to suddenly saying, yes, we need Lukaku, get him in right now. What the hell?
See,
We've trashed
that's
this guy
why
for 2 weeks straight.
I can't trust what you say. Sorry, like stuff like that. You change really
I mean, what's
easy.
the thing you said about if you support Arsenal or some shit like that, you let
No.
We can't be having this here.
You're bringing
No.
You're bringing
that.
points to argument. And actually, I have a class. I need to go, man. I'll be back. I have a class.
It's good talking to you anyway.
The class is rotated.
Oh my god.
KH
Oh
no
my
filter
god.
going down.
What?
Oh,
What did you
no.
say? KH no filter foot was going down.
No, I said join that. I said join that.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
He's going down. I'm setting on fire.
Oh, Johnny. Tonight.
Yes, Johnny.
You missed him, Johnny. You missed him.
Yeah, you missed him,
Yeah.
Johnny.
You missed him.
Hey, what's
You
going on?
didn't have the minerals. You didn't have the
You missed-
minerals today.
You missed Class F. He ran away. Class F ran away.
Why did he
Yeah.
run away? Where's he gone?
He got
You didn't have the minerals.
Hey, do you know? Hey, wait a sec, guys. Do you know, Johnny? Do you know what he said about Mason Mount? He goes, "What would Mason Mount be without passion? If he had no passion, what would he be? He'd be nothing." We need to get. And he said we need to sell Havertz as well. He said,
And
Yeah.
forget about Mason Mount. Here comes Velvish one though.
Yeah, I think Klasev, he's on that breeze, isn't he? Sounds like.
He's on. He's
Johnny.
on
Bro, he's always on that breeze.
That's what he is on.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Johnny put a
Breeze.
tweet out yesterday, pretty much saying that Mason Mount is near Scholes, Xavi, and I was like,
I mean,
Oh yeah,
let's stop it now. Let's
Scholes
stop it.
co-signed that.
Mason
Scholes
Mount scored
co-signed
because the
it, bro.
goalkeeper was rubbish.
It's already been co-signed by Scholesy, mate.
Nah,
Yeah.
Scholes is the
He's
greatest
seen
thing
it,
I've.
bruv. He's seen
I'm
it,
not-
bruv.
Don't
I've put it on my
start,
Twitter. He's co-signed it, mate.
Don't
It's done.
start. Don't
Mount
start.
Scholes,
Mount's
Roy
like
Keane
West
said
Brom
it,
level.
and
He
Scholes
probably
has
won't go.
co-signed it.
You need to stay away
Yeah,
from
but
Roy
the goalkeeper
Keane
was
and
rubbish,
stuff.
he let him.
Johnny, you need to stay away from him.
Nah. He's a
Johnny,
top
you
boy.
need to stop.
He's a
You need to
top
turn
boy,
that TV
Roy
off when you
Keane.
hear them. Turn it
Roy
off.
Keane, mate, absolute legend, bruv. Legend.
You need to turn it off, Johnny, because every time you say Roy Keane said this, and you're just riling up the fans.
Mate, he doesn't praise many players, man, Roy Keane. So when he
He
does,
doesn't.
you've
Well,
got to
Gary
take note.
Neville praised
Wait
Trent the
until
other day,
Mount's
so
playing
what's
for
the
take
England.
note.
You'll
What's your
see a
point?
very different Roy Keane.
So
as well.
you know, you say he doesn't.
That's bollocks. Because
No, hang on,
I've actually
hang
got
on.
a video when he praised him for England. He said he's
Oh
unbelievable
God,
player.
why do you have these videos?
Unbelievable
Okay.
player, he said. He's got the minerals,
okay.
man.
Yes.
He's got it. He's
Yeah.
got it
Wait,
all.
Johnny, does Mason Mount stop for the Euros?
Of course he does. Don't be silly.
Yeah.
Of course he
I
does.
think he will.
I
Oh
think
yeah,
he will.
that's a
All
bit.
day
Nah,
long.
Mason
Forget
That's
Mount
a bit
should
forget
start.
all your
Nah.
flip floppers up front. Don't worry about
Mason
them.
Mount should
Yeah.
start
Don't
in
worry
front
about
of
them.
Foden. No way.
Yeah, he
all day
does.
long,
No,
man.
no,
All day
but
long. He starts in front of Foden all day long. Of course he does. Of course he does.
In the international break, yeah, can you guys answer me? Who did better, Mason Mount or Phil Foden?
Foden ain't got minerals, bro. He ain't got the minerals, mate.
Tammy Abraham.
What?
Yeah. Who was the better
I'd
player?
take Grealish
Yeah.
and Maddison over Mason Mount.
No,
I
but
heard the Grealish
I'll
part,
take
but
Grealish. I'll take Grealish.
No chance.
no,
Maddison
no,
is
but
a
listen,
different
listen.
debate.
Grealish is
But
very good on the
listen,
ball.
though,
He's the
I'm
first
just
name
gonna
on the
say,
team sheet. End of. There's no
I think
debate.
Indiana,
I
Indiana.
think,
You
I
see,
think
I
Jesse
wouldn't put
Lingard
Foden
is a better
as a
footballer than
midfielder.
Mason
I
Mount.
Oh,
Who?
nah.
He's on form. He's on
Who?
form.
Who?
no, but
watch
Indiana, how many
I get
chances
the
did
Indiana
he miss
here.
against San Marino?
But
How many
the
chances
question
did he
is
miss?
here: would he be doing that at Man United right now?
No, he wouldn't.
What? Who? But what? Who do?
Lingard.
Who?
And reason why is
Lingard,
because
forget
Mason
Lingard,
Mount be
bruv.
doing
He's
what
just
he's
having
doing
a
at a big
little.
club?
He's having a honeymoon period
But
with West Ham.
is he not doing it at a big club where each game we go into, people set like the smaller clubs set up against us? That's my issue with Lingard. If Lingard went back to Man United and he went to play against the low blocks, would he be doing the same thing he's doing now?
I agree. But the team that Jesse Lingard is playing for now are where in the league because of him.
Oh, come on.
Lingard ain't got minerals, man. He's a
because of
pensioner
him.
compared to Mount, bro.
That's not
He's
even
a
something that's
pensioner. You talking
debatable.
about him starting the Euros? Come on, Indiana, man.
He will. I'm telling you.
Come on, bro.
Nah,
I'm telling
Indiana.
you, he
Come
will.
on,
Surely
man.
not.
You got
You
way
got
too much
Rashford,
faith
you
in
got
Southgate.
Sancho, you got Sancho, Kane, Rashford, Foden, Grealish, Mount, and Lingard's getting in that team. No,
You're forgetting who the England manager is. The England manager's Gareth Southgate.
Southgate loves. He's apparently
Southgate knows ball.
apparently
ain't getting
Mount
past
is,
the group stage
Mount
with Mount.
Southgate's
If
son.
Southgate knows
I've
ball,
heard.
then he's playing Foden over any of them. And I'm
Well, he
like,
don't know ball.
No way.
Over Jack Grealish.
No
Jack
way.
Grealish and
He's not
Foden, they
picking
both
Jack
get
Grealish.
Yeah, but
Grealish Mount.
He's not picking
He
him.
doesn't like Jack
Forget
Grealish,
that.
does he?
There's no
No,
way
but
Mount
the
is
thing
not
is,
playing in that side. There's
but
no
the thing
way.
is,
Yeah,
though,
there
No
is.
way.
Foden's
I'll
more
tell you
lethal on
the
the
way
wing.
it happens is if Jesse Lingard continues to perform like he's performing now.
Jesse Lingard's a
He will.
fraud to
I'm telling
Indiana,
you,
bro.
Southgate
He's a
will pick
fraud,
him.
man.
Southgate
He's an
will pick him.
absolute fraud. The guy's wishy-washy. I know so many United
Are
fans
you the
that are
host
so
now, Andrew?
glad he's out of
I
the
don't
club.
know.
He's rubbish, man. Lingard's shit. He's always been shit. He's not. He's
I think he has
not
better
a.
stats
He's
than
not a
Mount.
top.
He's not a shit
top.
footballer.
He's
I'm
not a
having
top
that, but
six side,
listen,
man. He's not a top
He's
six side
he's in a
footballer.
team above
No,
Chelsea.
no. Oh,
Who's in
what?
team
By
above
what? Goal
Chelsea?
difference or
Mount
a
is a
point? Big
VTEC
deal.
one with no
Don't care.
relax.
Say that to the end of the
Silly,
season.
man.
Say that to the end of the season, right?
Your argument right now, yeah, fair play. They're above us by a point. Wow, big deal. But at the end of the day, at the end of the season,
massive
are
deal.
they?
This is West Ham.
No,
Is
but
Lingard
Indiana
doing it on
against
Champions
Leicester
League stage this
week,
season?
sorry.
He ain't doing nothing, mate.
Hang
He's
on,
just
wait
playing.
a second.
He's playing
Wait a
Premiership.
second.
That's all
Johnny,
he's playing,
Johnny,
man. That's
Johnny,
all he's playing.
you're saying big deal. You're saying
Yeah.
big deal. This is Chelsea Football Club.
Yeah.
Set up to win from the top down.
Yeah, we're winning
Want to
Champions
win
League nights. That's what we're winning.
against West Ham.
No, we're winning. We're winning against Porto's and Atletico Madrid's, man. You know what I mean? We're doing the big. We're playing on the big stage here. We don't have like rest between each games. We don't have rest. We play high intensity, top level, elite level football, not Lingard level, bro. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
exactly, Johnny.
Competition
Come
football.
on.
Listen,
Come on. Money May scores the goals. He's got the minerals. Lingard is a pensioner, bruv. He's gone to West Ham for his pension fund. That's where he's gone. He's gone there, mate. No chance. I can't even believe you're even debating Lingard's going to start over Mount for England. You're crackers.
No, I'm saying you're not
You're
listening to what I'm
crackers.
saying.
I've
I'm
listened.
saying-
I've
I'm saying
listened,
if Jesse
mate.
Lingard continues to perform like he is,
Yeah.
Southgate will pick him.
No chance, man.
Yes,
he might
he
go
will.
in,
You've got
he
way
might go in the
better
squad,
Grealish.
but he's not. He's not.
Grealish,
Bruv, he's not going above Grealish.
Nams, he
Sancho,
doesn't like Grealish, does he, though?
Foden.
That's what I'm saying.
Kane.
Because Southgate doesn't
No
like.
way, man. No way.
Okay.
No way.
He maybe may go for Lingard.
Yeah. Under a better manager.
You're backing
Grealish
your
should
dead
start.
wood,
Johnny,
bruv. What's going on,
you
Indiana?
know
What's going
Eze
on?
for Crystal Palace has similar stats to Mason Mount this season, and Eze is playing in a worse team than Chelsea. Does he get a shout then?
Lingard's dead wood, mate.
He's
I'm
not
talking
talking
about
about
Eze.
You,
I'm
I
talking
think
about Eze.
you've got way too much faith in Southgate.
What, mate? It's. Why have I got faith in South? Why have I got too much faith in Southgate when he's played He's unnecessarily played Mount for 90 minutes, 90 minutes in a row.
There you go then. So
No, because
if he's
pivotal,
I don't think you
he's
understand
pivotal.
how England works.
He's
They
pivotal.
pick players based on
man,
media
you
hype
waffling.
and performances.
You're waffling,
They
man.
don't
You're
pick
waffling,
the best
Indiana.
team.
So
You
yeah,
are
you say
waffling,
that.
mate.
No, hang on. You say that Indiana.
true.
Why doesn't Jack Grealish get picked by Southgate then?
Because Southgate's a clown fan.
Because
don't
the
like
reason why I
Grealish.
don't think Southgate picks him is because Southgate probably doesn't see him as a 10. He sees him as a wide player and would rather have a Rashford or a Sterling out there. When it comes to the 10s, he's going to pick look what he's got to pick from.
Mate, he plays Foden.
but he's
He
been
plays
Ben
Foden
Sterling.
on the right.
No,
He plays
but
Foden
I
on the
would
right.
say-
He doesn't play
I would-
Foden in the middle. He does not play. Foden ain't got the minerals like Mount to play in the middle, mate.
But Johnny,
He has
he's
not
not
got
better
it.
than James Maddison.
Foden
God.
is more productive right at the top end of the pitch. Mount is in the middle of the park, mate. That's why Roy Keane. That's why Roy Keane said he's a bit like Scholes, mate, because he runs the game, mate.
No, I've seen
He
Foden
doesn't
run
do
the field.
anything. Gary Neville plays Trent the other day.
Mount is more like a number 8. Mount is more like a number 8, right?
Yeah,
He
Foden's
is.
not a number 8. Foden's not a number 8.
Foden's a number 10.
I'm just going to say that Mount suits Southgate's system. That's why he plays week in, week out, because he excels in that.
Hassan, let me correct you. Mount can fit into any system because he's so versatile. With all the other players, they only suit certain types of systems. Mount can play anywhere.
I think Jack
anywhere.
Grealish is one of those players that can play in any system as well.
Well, he ain't played,
even Foden as well.
He hasn't played. He doesn't play him. They're not. They ain't
What
got
do you mean
it.
he
They're
has?
not-
I've
he hasn't
seen them play
He's
for
played
England.
Grealish like once or twice out of all the England games. When he was
Grealish is
ready-
injured.
No, before, bruv.
John, you're
Before.
talking about Mount like he's Messi or something.
Before, when he wasn't injured
Messi
and
Mount.
England played, he
Messi
wasn't
Mount.
playing Grealish. He played him once and he had a good game. And then everyone's like, why doesn't he play Grealish? So when you say to me who's in the team, Mount was playing in the side, bruv. Mount's always in that team. He is the first name on that team sheet. I guarantee it. And even if Southgate's
he's not.
there,
He's not the first name on
even
that team.
Tuchel puts him first name on team sheet. Lampard puts him first name on team sheet. What more do I have to prove to you, man? The guy is a baller, bruv. He's an absolute baller. And the fact, Indiana, the fact that you're telling me Lingard goes above Mount, I don't even want to hear it, man. It makes me feel sick. I feel physically sick from that.
Here's the thing.
What are
Johnny,
you talking
Johnny,
about?
This might
It's
be a you problem
laughable.
because I'm pretty comfortable with it. What I'm saying
Well,
is,
you shouldn't be as a United fan. He's dead wood,
Lingard.
man.
No. I want Lingard to move. I didn't want him
Crying
back.
out loud.
We got Bruno, so that's next level again.
Mate, I dare you to tweet it, man. Tweet Lingard starts over Mount and see what reaction you get, man. I dare you, bro.
I have many
I dare
times.
you.
I have many times.
Yeah,
In
of
fact,
course
you're the
you
first
have. Of course
person
you
who
have.
disagreed with me, but cool. What I'm saying
Of course I disagree. How can I agree with that?
Wait,
Lingard.
Johnny, what's your England midfield?
You're
What's
talking
your
about
England
Lingard,
midfield?
the biggest fraud, bro.
Trust me, I
You're talking about
guarantee you
Lingard.
pictures of
Nah, I can't say Lingard, of course.
Crying out loud.
I'm
What
saying
is he
is-
turned into like Batman or something, Lingard, to you?
Just
You got him
the
on your
Nah,
poster
I'm
on your
not-
wall.
Yeah, it's
Listen,
25.
you're
Yeah.
missing
He's like a
the
little
No,
point.
no,
Batman
it's shorter
I'm
than
not
that.
to
saying
Indiana,
he
bro.
should play.
Definitely
I'm
25
not saying he
players,
should
guys.
play over
No,
Mason.
it's shorter
I'm
than that.
saying
Osman.
Southgate
End
will
the show,
pick
lad.
him.
Mate,
It's shorter than that.
crying
Okay.
out loud. Lingard, where was he when he was playing Champions League football, bruv? Where was he when you playing Europa League nights, bruv? Where was he? Where was he, man? Tell
He's not
me.
good enough.
I'm
Tell
definitely
me
Johnny
where
with
he
the
is,
national
man.
that
Because
makes
I'm
You're missing the
looking.
point here,
I'm
Johnny.
looking.
You're
I've
not
taken
even
my shades
listening
off.
to what I'm
I've
saying
taken
because
my
you're
sunglasses
Mason
off,
Mount.
and I can't see shit, man. I can't see where he is.
Indiana,
But I
there's no
tell you
point. Just
what,
let it
I
go.
see
Just let it go.
Mason
I'm not
Mount.
gonna get to him.
I see
It's
Mason Mount
stopping you
clear
from
as day,
listening
man.
to what
Shining
I'm
light, bro.
actually saying.
Absolute shining
You're
light.
missing the point. We're talking at
No, there's no point.
purposes
You
here.
told me Lingard's going ahead of Mount for England. There is no fucking point with that. You've got no leg to stand on, Indiana.
Yes,
Nothing.
I have. Because you're not
No,
listening
you
to
ain't.
why.
What are you
You're not
saying?
listening to
What?
why.
Because he
I
carries
never-
on his
listen,
form going to
stop.
West
No,
Ham on loan.
By the way, it's
Listen,
And he
20. It's
deserves to
20,
play
not
for
25.
England.
For a second,
First
rather
name
than
on the
not
team
25.
sheet.
Mason Mount fancy.
Nah, man.
What I'm saying to you is that
It's
Lingard,
laughable.
if he continues to perform,
Oh, yeah, and what about Mount if he
Southgate,
continues to
because-
perform, mate? Bagging
God.
big goals.
Southgate, because he's such a
Oh,
fool, will
man,
pick
no chance.
Lingard.
Lingard
Not
does not
because
go above
Lingard's a better
Sancho or
player.
Rashford. No
I never
way.
said that he's a better
No
player.
way. No, but he
You're the
doesn't
one-
go
you're the one
above them.
comparing
End
them
of
as
in the
footballers.
Euros. No way.
not listening.
He might be a bit part player, but he's not a first name on the team sheet, mate. I don't know what you're smoking.
Mount's not the first name on the the team sheet. Let me tell you now.
100% he is. 100%.
Over Harry
No, he's
Kane.
not.
Listen,
Newsflash,
100%. Him and Harry
here's the
Kane are the
newsflash.
ones.
Harry
They are
Kane
the
will
two
be the
players,
first
bro.
name on the team sheet.
Yeah, them two
There'll be
are
a
first names
goalkeeper
on the
before
team sheet,
Mason
bro.
Mount.
Do you know
Declan
what,
Rice.
Indiana? I think
Declan
you're
Rice will
jealous,
play
man.
before
I
Mount.
think you're jealous of Money Mace. I really think you are.
Nah, don't call
I
him
think
Money
you wish
Mace.
he was a
Right?
United
No.
player. I really
I
do.
grew up.
All
I grew up with
that
Money
prop
Mace.
from Roy Keane, your own bloodlines, even literally broadcasting how sick Mason Mount is, and you are telling me Jesse Lingard.
You're missing the point.
If you're telling me Jesse Lingard goes above Mount in that side, no chance.
You
man.
are missing the
no
point.
chance.
Actually, listen for a second.
Oh, this is comical.
Problem.
Don't
Listen to Indiana for a
listen.
sec.
Your blood pressure's rising too high, Indiana.
Hey,
Chill,
Johnny,
bro.
let him talk, man.
Chill.
Jesus.
Johnny, let him finish.
You don't listen. I never ever said that Lingard was a better player than him. I'm not
No,
sure where
you're
this
saying he
has come
starts above Mount. That's what you're saying to me. I can't.
Yes, but you're not listening to why.
I'm listening
Because
to
of your
his
Mount
voice
obsession is
bollocks,
clouding
man.
your hearing. There's
It's
something going wrong with you.
bollocks.
What's wrong with you?
Oh
Listen,
my
I'm
God.
saying to you, if Lingard performs, Southgate is the type of fool who would pick him.
No, he wouldn't. What, he's going to put him in front of Mount, and Mount's balling right now. He's balling. He's got like 10
I
games,
think Johnny
10,
just
12
doesn't listen
games
at all.
left. He's got 10, 12 games
Not
left.
listening
What,
at
you
all,
think
is he?
all those 10, 12 games
Nah,
he's going to drop
Indiana's
off a
useless.
cliff?
Useless.
Nah, man.
He's
Nah.
not listening at all.
Indiana's trying to say something, Johnny.
Abort mission. It's not working.
What's happened?
Smash the like button if you
What?
want this to continue.
Where's
Not
he gone?
listening.
Yeah,
You're
but
arguing
What's
against
going on?
yourself.
Indiana,
Man.
to question your point, I was gonna say, didn't Grealish were banging goals and assists, and didn't Mount start over him? Well, he did fully start over him.
Mount is pivotal to England. End of. He's
No,
pivotal
he
to
ain't.
Chelsea. He's
No,
a
he ain't.
future
Pivotal to
captain
England.
of Chelsea Football Club, and he will be once
I'm
Harry
having
Kane
this. No, I'm
Wait,
not having this.
bruv.
I've said
It's
this.
Money
I've
Mace
said this
that's
already.
gonna
Yeah,
take that badge,
no
man.
one is pivotal
That
to
most
any
expensive
certain
fridge
team.
shouldn't
He's a
even
BT
have it
right
after that
McNaught, relax.
Greece fraud. Do you know what I mean? No chance, man. No chance.
James
Money
Madison's
Johnny,
Mace
listen.
is
you think I've got an
the
agenda
biggest
against
player
Mount? I
right
actually
now for
don't.
England. Big
If you
player.
remember,
Yeah,
listen, Johnny. If you remember rightly,
What?
I said I came onto Monster Stream and I said on this channel against West Brom, Mason Mount should have played. You win that game with Mount.
Yeah, but he's knackered, mate.
Nah,
It was
but he was
Southgate
tired.
tax,
Listen,
bro.
listen to
It
what I'm
was
saying.
Southgate
Listen to what I'm
tax.
saying. I never said that Lingard is a better player than Mason Mount. I do
No, it's
rate
not about
Mason
that.
Mount.
It's not about that. It's the fact that you said that you actually think.
He said
Understand
judge
me.
him by Southgate's logic. Listen,
No,
Johnny.
forget Southgate's
Thank you.
logic. Southgate's logic is so fucking.
Oh,
The
my
only
what
point
are
he
you
was
going on?
making.
Let's go on Tuchel logic then. Tuchel logic. No one fucking knows what lineup he's going to pick.
Again,
but I tell you
Johnny,
what,
I
we
don't think
know
you're
Mason
listening.
Mount's in that team. So what
Oh
logic
my-
are you trying to explain to me, bro?
Oh my God.
Everyone knows
you're not
it. It's clear
listening.
as day. I'm listening all
Oh,
day long,
bro,
mate. And
No, Johnny, he's
there's
saying
no
what
way.
he thinks Southgate's
I'm
going to
getting,
do.
There is no way.
Jesus.
There is no way that Lingard is starting over Mason Mount
Listen,
by
if
your
he
logic,
starts-
thinking that
if he-
Southgate's going to pick
Johnny,
him. No
If
chance.
he starts
No
one
chance.
single game over Mason Mount,
Yeah.
believe me,
Yeah. What? Go on.
trust me.
What?
I'm coming on stream with you. I want
Yeah.
want
Come on
cameras
stream
on,
then.
and I
Come.
want big apologies.
I'll welcome it. I'll welcome it. The only game he's going to
Johnny's
come in
gonna
front of Mount
say-
is some fucking dead team, brother, when we've already qualified. Do you know what I
Johnny.
mean? When it's the big games that matter, you'll see who's going to be starting, mate. You're going to see.
We ain't getting past the group
Having
stage with Mason
Lingard
Mount.
over Mount. You
Without
crackers,
Chelsea,
bro.
no, that
The
is
only way, I'll tell you what, Indiana, actually, the only way Money Mace, the only way
Don't call
that
him
Money
Money
Mace
Mace
doesn't
because-
play,
no,
bro.
no, he's one
the
of my
only way
favourite
that
hip-hop
that
artists. Don't do
Lingard,
that.
listen, the only
He's
way
not-
that
no.
Lingard
He's not
plays
that
over
sort of
Money
singer,
Mace is if he's fucking injured, bro.
No
That's the
way.
only way, mate. Because there's no other way. There's no other way. Sorry.
That's said Money Mace.
You can't call him Money Mace,
bruv.
man.
Money
You can't
Mace,
do
mate.
that. That's
Bring me the
disrespectful.
money. Bring
I
me
think
that
you know how
money.
Mace is as an
I'm
artist.
twerking right now. Give me the money, bro. Give me
Oh
that
my
money.
God.
Yeah.
You might as well just ask Mason Mount to give you a Bukake, fam. What the fuck is this?
Mate,
Christ, man.
Scholesy co-signed
Oh,
it. Fabio, you're a
God.
disgrace for backing Indiana, bruv. You're a disgrace as a Chelsea fan.
I'm a disgrace for
You
saying
are,
something.
man. You are.
I'm a
You are.
disgrace
but
for
I
saying.
never said. Listen,
You're a
I never
disgrace
said
for
that
agreeing
Lingard's a
that
better
Jesse
player. You
Lingard,
just
his
don't
point with
listen.
Jesse Lingard, that's a
You
joke,
just
bro.
don't listen.
You're either
You
stupid or
are a
legally.
joke.
This is how you get
Guys,
to
well,
so many
Barca,
listen
man.
properly.
Johnny,
Listen.
he's not actually saying Lingard's
no one's
better.
No, he's saying that he'll start over Mount.
No,
Well,
but
what's
no,
that
he's
fucking
thinking.
saying, bruv?
No one
What's that
said-
saying?
I know,
What,
yeah.
because you're saying he's going to be Southgate's logic. Fuck off,
No,
man.
but Johnny, what you're doing is you're listening to the mouth bit. You're listening to the mouth bit, and you don't listen to the whole sentence.
You never understand.
Legit, he hears Mount and he gets so trigger happy, fam. Take Mason
Bro,
Mount,
Mount's a
fucking come out
baller.
your ears.
He's the best player, mate. He's the best player. I don't want to hear it. And you're a Chelsea fan. You are a disgrace. You're laughable, bruv. You're like a clown, Fabio, bruv.
Are you stupid? Did I disrespect Mount in any way when I said...
You did, bruv. You did. You disrespected him.
Are you fucking deaf?
You disrespected him, mate. You were back in Indiana, bruv. Whether you like it or not, you backed him. Don't blaspheme. Either way, you backed him.
Where you hiding?
Wait. Did he get Johnny's point? I mean, did he get fucking Indiana's point? Did he get his point? I don't think he got his point.
Yeah, I did get his point.
In what way did he disrespect? In what way did he disrespect Mount?
You're saying by Southgate's logic that Lingard on the form he's got is going to start.
You retard!
He's going to start above Mason Mount. No fucking manager, whether you're shit or not, he's not going to start Mason Mount. You're fit, bruv. What are you talking about? Of course he starts ahead of Lingard. Of course he does. It's a no-brainer. I mean, it's like the fact that you even agree with that is sickening,
He's
bro.
going to think Southgate's going to pick that.
There's no point discussing with this well, fam. I
Absolutely
swear
bro.
He doesn't listen. Fucking hell, fam.
I've just explained
Too much
to you,
Mason
and
Mount coming your fucking
arguing
ears,
it.
fam.
I've just explained to you, you're still arguing it. You're still arguing it. Still.
You know what? Go give Mason Mount a blowjob, fam. I'll fucking have
Nah,
him.
man, I don't do that. Let's not talk like that dirty sexual stuff, man. What goes through your mind? Man? That's quite disturbing, Fabio, bruv, to resort to that. Come on, man. Have a bit of professionalism, bruv. Talking about blowjobs. You know what I mean?
Maybe Southgate needs to have
That's
a bit
what
of
happens when you get
He's going to pick Lingard over Mount.
Anthony.
Hey, Ads.
No, I just
sent to
can't
England.
believe you guys are still fucking arguing. I
It's
don't understand.
laughable.
It's about England now, clearly.
No. One second. Listen.
Let
One
us talk.
second.
I can't, man.
I'm going to say this to you right now. All right? Right. Mason Mount's a good player. We all know that, but
He's not good,
there
he's
are still
top
players
class,
out there that are better than him.
What
And if people have that opinion, cool. This is not a channel. This is not a channel that allows people to just argue over the same player every week. So if I hear Mason Mount again, I'm just going to end the stream in it. Sweet.
Ridiculous, man.
They started it, man. Not me. I walked into.
Lambs. Just give them another topic. Just give them another topic, innit?
Yeah, give it.
I've got company at yard at the moment.
I just come in to take over from Jem, literally. Like,
where'd Jem go, man? He just disappeared.
Jem's got work. That's why I think he's in a work.
Let's talk about buying a PSG. Let's talk
Buying
about
a PSG.
You see, yeah, talking about that.
We'll finish
Navas
this. So, does anybody have anything they want to discuss?
Yeah. Neuer has biscuit fingers. Do you see like the goal he let in?
Yeah, I told you, fam.
Yeah, biscuit fingers. Neuer.
No denying he's one of the best goalkeepers.
He's not on Mendy's level now.
Oh, when Alisson does it, he's no longer world class. He just gets protected by Alisson. All right, I ain't having that.
Yeah, like
what?
No. When Alisson makes a mistake, it's like, he's a fraud. He gets carried by Van Dijk. When Neuer makes a mistake, it's like, it's fine. He makes a mistake.
But Neuer's been clutch for the past what 10?
Yeah.
Almost 15 years. Like, come on.
Neuer is one of the greatest keepers ever. But
he's like one of the greatest.
Neuer does have his moments.
Talk about the performance of the first day, like good. Like everyone want to talk about.
It's Poch still a fraud.
As everyone want to talk about how awful the Twitter admin was.
Yeah, the Chelsea one.
Lineup thing. That was
Yeah. I had to get it from my app. My app came before their lineup.
It was so ridiculous.
Chill out, Jem, bro. Chill out, man. He's getting trigger happy.
Let's not talk about it.
Lambs, can I say something?
Yeah.
Not Lingard level, is he, Jem?
Not Jesus Christ.
It's safe to say that nobody can, like, anybody who really does like speak negatively about Mason Mount now, it's definitely an agenda. The guy is important. Let's just agree that fact at least. He's definitely an important player.
Well, if they don't
Is that
agree with that,
Glasgow, to
Lambs,
be
I don't
fair?
know what to say.
We
I
can
don't know what
only
to
say
say.
negative stuff, but only for Twitter admin because he was awful last night. I have to be honest, he was awful. That
People
lineup
do
tonight.
need to give Frank an apology, though.
Who?
And
Frank's a
But-
baller, mate. He
Frank
knew exactly what he was
I'm
doing.
gonna ask.
He knew
I'm
exactly
gonna
what he was doing.
I'm gonna ask a rival this. Indiana, do you reckon Chelsea get to the final?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. I was just
I
wondering.
can,
I
I
was
can
just
see.
ask a
I can
rival.
see Chelsea getting there. I can't.
Am I not a rival? Yeah, Chelsea.
Oh, you said we was gonna lose last night.
Yeah,
Lambs,
I think
can I
Chelsea
say
get the final,
something?
but I see City
You
winning
should
it.
listen.
Lambs, can I say
You should
something?
not be losing against Porto.
Go on,
No, we shouldn't know,
Wait,
but yeah,
wait,
but
wait,
they
wait,
are a
wait,
hard
wait.
team to play.
Who wanted to say something next?
Oh, I class.
That's what you had,
Go
class.
on.
Can I say something? Yeah, I think we need to have Mount over Havertz, and we need to give Adoy chance, and we need to bench Havertz.
Well, no, I wouldn't
That's
bench
all.
Havertz. I think
We need to
Havertz.
give Bellingham or
Hold on.
Adoy.
I'm sorry, but Kai Havertz at a false nine is
Havertz
good.
as
Wait,
a false nine works.
Johnny responds, and then real Chris was it? Yeah, go on.
Yeah, you can have Mount and Havertz in the same team. That's not a problem. All right,
No,
because Mount's
you
not going to
can't.
play a false nine. Havertz is classed as a false nine. He just struggled a bit yesterday. You know what I mean? He's probably a bit tired. That's it. But you can't mock
Havertz
Hazard.
is not false nine. He's invisible nine.
What?
What?
He's not false nine. He's invisible nine.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
No.
You're trying to take the piss, but
wait,
but
wait.
at the end of the day,
no.
at the end of the day,
Mount can't play a false nine.
he's a dangerous player. He's a dangerous player.
No, wait.
And
Havertz is
last night's performance of Kai Havertz was not on Kai Havertz. He had no service that night, so you can't blame him.
The reason is the pivot got so shut down every time. They were pressed so hard by the Porto. You had the striker in between the pivot and our central defence, and then you had three of their attackers and midfielders pressing on Jorginho and Kovacic as soon as they get, even when the ball's about to come to them. So when it doesn't even land, they've got three Porto players on them. So they had to only go backwards or lose the ball. Where we changed it in the second half, when Pulisic and Giroud was on, was that we were going straight from defence out, right and left to the wings.
But Mount made a space himself. Mount made a space himself, but Havertz didn't do that. Havertz was
but Mount was
literally.
only able to do that once.
If
You can't
Adoy
just do
was
that
there,
when you're
he
not getting
could run
penalties.
back.
But you got to understand, Mount can do that because of Havertz, of where Havertz is, his positioning,
Exactly. How
and his
are you
movement.
even trying to debate that Havertz is shit and all of that? Havertz got no service. He couldn't do anything because we were getting pressed from a midfield.
Can you tell me? What did Havertz get fed?
That's true. I have to agree.
What did Mount got literally?
No, but class
Mount got one chance and he finished it.
Yeah, Mount got his slight chance and he took it.
One shot in the
Kai
first
Havertz
half.
did not even have a
He got one
slight
shot.
chance.
He scored.
Yeah, but we had one
If
chance. We
Adoy
created
was
one
there
chance
for
and we
Havertz,
scored.
we would have more
Classic.
chances.
Nah,
Your ball knowledge is very high. I can tell. Your ball knowledge is so high.
An absolute flip flop.
Can I say something?
One at a time. Wait, hold on. Hassan.
I'm cutting out, guys. Big up.
Yeah, no.
See you later.
I'm just gonna say it right quickly, right?
Hallelujah.
Mount's role yesterday gave him the freedom to drop back and drop deep as well as go forward, because that's what Mount does. He drops back to help the midfield, whereas Havertz, he has to get supplied with the ball. If he doesn't get no service, then how's he going to play? That's all I'm going to say.
Chilwell and Reece James were trying their best, but Havertz was not.
No, but this is to do with Havertz, not Chilwell and Reece.
And Chilwell were running for wing. They were running front. They were running back. They were doing everything, and Havertz was not doing anything.
You've got
no, because that's too consistent.
Havertz had an opportunity to receive balls from Chilwell and Reece James, but he wasn't having any of it. So if we put Adoy for Havertz, then we have something.
Classic,
and I want Adoy to start against Crystal Palace.
Classic, do you watch
So you're saying?
I'm convinced this guy.
Wait, so you're saying Adoy is false nine?
Talking about.
Classic, you see Bundesliga, Havertz is playing in a different system from where he was at Bundesliga. You can't expect him to do what he's doing in Chelsea. It takes time for him to do it.
We can't blame him for that either, though.
Man, we have given a lot of time to Havertz.
I'll ask you guys this question quickly before we sign off. So this is from the SCB. So who would you guys
pick as your potential
It has to be
Ballon
Lewandowski for me. Either Lewandowski or maybe even Haaland.
No,
Same here, man.
I'm gonna say Lewandowski. It's unanimous.
Lewandowski.
Should be unanimous.
What's the Ballon d'Or
Yeah,
anyway? I'll for
Lewandowski this time.
man. No argument.
Lewandowski's been robbed off last year, so he should
Yeah,
get one this year.
he
He's been
deserved it
good
last
this
year,
year as
and
well.
this year he's been phenomenal, amazing.
Yeah.
Have you
Lewandowski,
seen how
man.
crap buying are without
In all
Lewandowski?
fairness, Mbappe is doing really well as well this year.
Nah, but Lewandowski's just different.
Yeah, but Lewandowski's gonna
What
be
he
the
did
winner.
this year,
Even
I mean,
Haaland.
Let's make
yeah,
it
but
interesting.
Probably
Who's your
give
Say
it
your
top
top
three?
three. Say your
because
top
of
three.
his
Who's your
age.
top three?
He's getting on and he does deserve it. Whereas I think Mbappe, Haaland, they'll have more opportunities in the
yeah,
future.
they'll definitely have more opportunities. But
I feel like no,
Lewandowski,
Haaland needs
I think
trophies.
if
That's
City,
how you get into like
if City
top
wins, if City
and
wins
then
Champions League, Gundogan deserve
it's a
Ballon
shout,
d'Or.
but
What?
Ballon d'Or.
it's a shout, but I
Gundogan,
don't
he's
Ballon
think
been
d'Or?
he's
No,
been
no,
top 20
no.
I
or
think
not. He
Gundogan's
won't
done
win it.
more than
If City
Lewandowski.
wins,
Like,
You know what? I think a lot of these questions will be answered. I think depending on who gets to the final or who potentially wins the Champions League.
Well, it's Chelsea anyway.
That could all
Salah will win it.
So hang on. If Chelsea win the
Salah.
Champions League, can we give it to Mason Mount then?
If Chelsea win it, then
Mason Mount won't give a Ballon d'Or.
we have to give it
I've said Mason Mount.
Anyway, guys, thank you. We've literally been here for just over 2 hours. Thank you guys so much for coming, having your say. You know, we take the 2-0 win. We move into the weekend first and then the return leg. But it's the win. We move. Money Mace to the rescue and Jorginho out.
Are you still going to Money Mace? Oh.
It's like it's free time when it's free time. In the dance, they have to take a glance, we stepping out.